The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 209, being recorded on June the 16th, 2018. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as JesusWalksAlot. Today, I'm joined by my friend, Henley Merrill, GunnyChief. Welcome to the show, Gunny.
Oh, it's good to be back from the mountains. What's going on, guys?
It is amazing to be back from the mountains. Fuck the mountains.
Hell yeah.
And my other friend from the West Coast, the best coast, from the Pacific Northwest to be exact. My friend from this Xbox Live, Wingman 709 is here. Welcome back, Wingman.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Good to be here.
Oh, man. Sorry, I had to clear my throat there, guys. Thank you for coming on, Wingman. Of course, you may notice that the Canadian is gone this week. He got a new apartment, so he's signing paperwork, signing the lease, all that fun stuff. But yeah, he's moving to a new igloo. It's a bigger one.
New igloo. It's going to take a lot of trips to move all that maple syrup.
It has to, yeah. I mean,
at least a week.
That's the one thing he told us he was worried about is spilling the maple syrup on the way to his new apartment. He was very worried about that. We told him, hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
But
he said he is going to use the Moose Express to move all his items to the new apartment. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think
he said he can skate. He could ice skate downhill to work.
Oh man, he saves a lot on fuel. All right, nice. So shout out to Ryan. He's not here today, but we miss you, buddy. Anyways, if you want to follow us, you can. You can do so at Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. You can also join our Facebook community, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. It is a closed group. So that means anything you post in the group is not visible to any of your friends unless they're part of the group. And anything that happens in the group stays in the group, if you know what I mean. Follow us on Facebook. Horrible Gamers Podcast is our page. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Mixer. Follow us on YouTube. On Mixer, we are Horrible Gamers Podcast. On Twitch, we might be Horrible Gamers Podcast again. And on YouTube, I think we're Horrible Gamers. Just go find us. You'll find us. And you can
the link. I'll put it on Twitter.
We'll put it in the show notes or something. And show feedback at horriblegamers.com. Give us any feedback on today's show, on the previous shows, on what you think we could improve, on what you like and what you hate about us. And big shout out to our Patreons, patreon.com/horriblegamers. Patreons this week are Jonathan Hall, Alan Mabey, Joshua Wolf, Evan Tanaka, John Jerome, Adam Sunday, Clint Thiel, Dirty Bite, and Robbie Wheat. Thank you guys for being Patreons this month. We really appreciate it. You keep the lights on over here. Literally keep the lights on because I'm poor. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. And our intro song is done by Fowler and Twistix. It is called The Breakout. Our outro song is done by Broke for Free. It is called Night Owl. And that's the intro. Fuck, it takes forever. But let's get into video game talk, guys. Lots of games I played this week. Played some good games. Good games? I don't know.
Great games.
Amazing games. I played a little bit of God of War this week, Gunny. I went back to some God of War. Now, the story's progressing still. I mean, I haven't finished the game yet. Because every time I get in there, I'll play for an hour or two, and then I just stop. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel lonely on the PlayStation, dude. I really do.
Do you feel like it's a Ryan thing where there's so much to going on with the combat that it feels overwhelming, and you're like, okay, that's enough of this game for now?
No, it's the fact that I want to be gaming with friends. That's what it is. That's the only fucking thing that's making me stay off of PlayStation as much as I have been. Every time I get in there, dude, I'm not kidding. Every time I turn on my PlayStation, I get in there and I have 3 friends online, and they're always playing like NBA Live 14 or whatever the fuck, and then another friend is playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm like, I don't want to fucking play that shit.
That is your lonely machine. That's your.
It is a lonely machine. It's a very fucking lonely machine. That's why I don't turn it on. It's the Switch was a little bit lonelier, but like the PlayStation is really lonely, man. I feel alone in there. I feel alone, Vinny.
Just get in there and join a PlayStation Live party or whatever they call them.
They're not called like PlayStation Live. They're called PlayStation chat rooms or something like that.
Chat rooms. Just join a random chat room. We're playing some single-player games, yeah.
And then there's always the people that are playing music in the PlayStation. That's always there. I don't know why. It's always there.
Do they have, like, Sony Music? Is that what it's called on there?
No, or do they have, like, Spotify and shit. Yeah, they have Spotify, Pandora. It's all there. Okay. But, yeah, I played some more God of War. It's still a good game. It's still... The story's progressing, like I said. I mean, right now, me and Atreus did some crazy shit, and we went back to the top, and now we're like... He's like, oh, we're fucking gods! I'm like, yeah, we're gods! Yeah, fuck yeah! And he's like, He's like, if we're gods, we could do whatever we want, right? And then, like, Kratos is like, well, being a god, it's a lot of responsibility, you know? Like, you really should be careful with that, boy. And he's like... But I'm a god, I could do whatever, I'm powerful, and they go all this crazy shit, so, like, you know, the power's gonna get to his head, I think, eventually in the story. And honestly, I haven't read any reviews of the game, any, like, deep reviews or any kind of, like, spoilers or anything, so I don't know how the story ends. So, like, it's all new to me, man. I don't know shit. No, and the people that have beat the game have been pretty damn good about not spoiling it for everybody else. I feel like that's
I haven't been seeing a lot of it on YouTube. Like I did to the
even in the community, I know like Harlan Meeks has beat the game like twice or 3 times now, and like other people in the community have beat the game multiple times, and then they haven't spoiled it for everybody else. So that's pretty interesting. Another game that I played this week, I just want to get on with the PlayStation. Black Ops 3. It was of course a big thing at E3 2018 for Sony conference that Black Ops 3 is free with PS Plus this month. It was added that day to the PS Plus for the PS Plus members to download. And if you pre-ordered the whatever $100 edition of Black Ops 4, you can get the first map pack from that game on the Black Ops 3. Like, you get the maps from that game on Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
which are old maps. Which are old maps from Black Ops 2 and 1. So pretty much it's like you're getting the same maps you paid us before for, but you're going to pay us more money to get them again. It makes no sense, but whatever, it was a big deal.
I saw it on Twitter. Somebody was posting on there, hey, just buy the $129 version or whatever.
Whoa.
It was John from VGO. Yeah.
Why the fuck would you pay $129? That's insane. Anyways, yeah, if you did that or whatever, you get those maps. I didn't do it. I just played the standard version of Black Ops 3. That game is shit. It is garbage. It is the worst Call of Duty I've played besides what's the other future one? Infinite Warfare Online. I mean, I loved Infinite Warfare. The campaign was awesome. The online was garbage. It was fucking garbage with those running dog robot fucking things that would chase you down and...
Yeah.
Fuck that. That was garbage. And this Black Ops 3 is garbage, dude. And like, I was playing it last night. I was pretty drunk. I will admit, I was pretty fucking drunk. But I was on there. It was like midnight. And I'm playing this game and like... It is so dumb on the fucking PlayStation how they have this stupid gimmick on a lot of their games where they make noises with the controller because it has a speaker on it. So like all the level up noises and the fucking hit marker noises are from the controller. And I was like, what the fuck? The fuck is this bullshit? I was getting so mad at it, dude. And just the movement feels kind of clunky because you could wall run and you can double jump and do all that stuff. You kind of have like a suit on. But it was just annoying. Playing it on the PlayStation doesn't feel good at all. It just doesn't feel like where Call of Duty belongs. I know people are like, oh, I love my PlayStation. Oh, fucking PlayStation, best thing ever. But, like, to me, it's not a first-person shooter machine. Like, it's not where I would want to play first-person shooters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right with the sticks, the way they're set up. Just the way the controller feels. It doesn't feel like a shooting controller. Like maybe
I can't believe that they didn't even show at the PlayStation event like the Pro controller that, and I'm not even sure if that was PlayStation that tweeted it out or showed it.
I think it was Scuff.
From,
I think it's Scuff Gaming that showed it off. It's not.
That's what I think it was.
It's not.
They probably
it's licensed.
They'll probably do it at their.
They licensed it by Sony, so it is like a Sony licensed thing. Like it's an official thing, but it's made by Scuff Gaming. So I'm thinking that's why they didn't promote it. Like this is not their company, so like, fuck it, we don't care. You know, like why the fuck do we care if we're gonna make a controller for us?
Yeah.
Unlike Microsoft, which they licensed the technology from Scuff Gaming to make their Elite controller. You know what I mean? Like. So it's kind of like backwards. Microsoft did it themselves, and Scuff Gaming did it for Sony, but they're not going to promote Scuff Gaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll probably wait for their own event or Gamescom.
Probably PSX. They'll probably have a bunch of them there or something stupid. They'll make a deal where they show them off there. Anyways, that's Black Ops 3, man. I have another PlayStation game, but I'll let you guys go since we're doing the roundtable type thing. I don't want to take up all the time talking about my games. Real quick, Gunny, name a game that you played.
I played. Let's see. Oh, I finished Far Cry 5 last night.
Ooh.
No,
Well,
two nights ago.
You
actually,
finished it?
I did finish that.
It's done. The story's done.
The story is complete. So as far as I'm not going to spoil anything here, but
No, we could spoil the fuck out of it because Wingman's beat it too. Spoiler cast. Welcome to the Far Cry 5 spoiler cast.
well, maybe some other people haven't.
Well, people can skip for the next 5 minutes.
DLC's out. If they haven't played it by now, screw 'em.
They're not going to play it. Anyways,
yeah, okay.
Let's talk about this. Spoil it.
No warning.
Right now. Warning ahead of time. We're going to spoil a little bit of it. All right. Let's talk about this, Gunny. You beat the game.
So I had one story mission. I believe it was a story mission that I had left, and I think it was destroy the drug boats and destroy the drug trucks.
Yeah.
And but I had just prior to that, I said, "Oh, okay, go after John, right?" And so I go after him. I continue down that line, and basically what ends up happening is, and I'm not even sure if this is right, but. What is you get that choice where it's like, hey, I gave you a chance to walk away before, John's telling you, or not, right? So I choose not to walk away, right? And then the nukes fall, and then you end up in that bomb shelter with John, and he's like, now you're my bitch.
Hold on. Before that, if you choose to not walk away, all the people that are with you that are there turn against you, and you have to shoot them to turn them back to your side. Remember that? Because you have to fight all the people.
Right.
So you shoot like all the people you unlock, all the people that you've unlocked in the game, all the main characters are against you. You shoot them and they go down, then you revive them, and then they come back as on your side, like they're like cleaned or whatever, like woken up.
I did that. I did that. I shot everybody. Then I revived everybody. So I had everybody on my side.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I did too. Wingman
you had to do that several times. Well, I think I.
Well, yeah, it was like three different times. Like, yeah, it was three different times. He turns a few people against you, then you gotta revive him, then you gotta keep going and going. Wingman, what choice did you make at the end there? Did you walk away or did you say fuck you?
No, I went after him. I ended up in the bunker.
Yeah, same here.
Like Gunny did. So
he's like, you're the only one I have left.
Yeah, we're gonna rebuild.
Did I do something wrong? I'm not saying it's a bad ending. I'm just saying, like, what the hell? So do I got to spend the next 50, 100 years with this guy or till I die?
Well, it goes to show that the bastard he wasn't insane. He was telling the truth the whole time. No one fucking believed him. Like, he was straight up correct the whole fucking time. He was saying like
messed up.
Yeah, it was, even though it was kind of batshit crazy, right? Like, the dude is nuts. He's a psycho. He was correct the whole time. You're like, what the fuck? This dude was right from the beginning. You know what I mean?
I like that part where he says, and I was right. You know?
Yeah, because he was. I mean, and I know that if you decide to walk away, what happens is you get back in the truck and you're driving off. You're driving as fast as you can out of town. and all of a sudden, you kind of start seeing the nukes drop or whatever, and you basically what happens is like you get taken over by John, like because. What nobody realizes in the game is that even though you are clean or you're free from his like grasp of whatever, like his fucking, you know, like the way he hypnotizes people or whatever, he mind controls them. Yeah, even though you're free from it, you're really never free from it. He can do it at any time. He just lets you be free because he doesn't care. You know what I mean? So like at the end of this other playthrough, if you chose to walk away. You see the nukes fall, and then you see yourself picking up your gun and shooting the driver in the head, like the sheriff that's driving away. And that's what happens, pretty much. Like, so it goes to show that, like, hey, the dude really, at the end of the day, you died or whatever. You know.
So you do die, right?
In that one, you do. You don't. I don't think you end up in the bunker in that one, but you could end up in the bunker. I'm not sure though.
No, because like that song, the song "Only You" comes on the radio.
Yeah.
And that's when they're like, what are you doing? And then it just fades out because you killed everybody.
Yeah, you kill everybody. You like get mind controlled or whatever.
Either way, you take his flock from him. Ooh. Okay.
But I thought the game was interesting. I really liked the game. The one part that I just didn't like was the north. I don't know about you, man, but that same stuff over and over, man. That running through that little maze.
The north either.
Oh, that was so annoying. The coolest thing about the north was unlocking the bear. That's it.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Cheeseburger. I keep forgetting his name, but I did have Cheeseburger. I still continued even after the game. I'm like, okay, I'll get Cheeseburger again. What I found annoying about the game, one of the things was, if you fail like a challenge, whether it's like one of the driving games or, something like that, or you die at any time, then I don't like the fact that your companions are like reset. You have to go back in and put them back in again. You know?
I didn't know that. Oh yeah, well, I guess I always had the cougar or like the big cougar thing, and then like the bear. I always had them with me. Like those were the people I always had. I just had them with me, and the sniper girl. The sniper girl was with me for like 80% of the game. Because she just kills everybody with one shot, dude, from like a mile away. She's just like, boom, and they're down, and boom, they're down. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I don't have to worry about them.
I like the chick in the helicopter, where she just kind of hovers above you if you don't command her to land the helicopter.
Oh, really? I didn't even unlock her.
That's pretty cool.
I don't even think I unlocked her.
And then you can grapple up to the helicopter if you choose to.
Huh.
She stays right at the correct elevation. You know,
yeah. So for
the most part,
on there. Yeah.
But then it's not free from bugs though. You'll be like, okay, land here in the middle of the road where there's nothing around, and she'll crash the helicopter. Like,
yeah.
No.
The plane dude is pretty cool too. He keeps the planes off of you, so that guy's cool.
Yes.
Anyways, that's enough Far Cry 5 talk. It was cool that you finished it. I'm glad you finished it.
Yeah, I did. I finished it, and then I did a lot of side missions. Unlocked a bunch of achievements.
Yeah. As soon as I was done with that game, I was done with that game. I was like, I'm done with this game.
I kept going.
Yeah.
But I think I am now complete. Like, okay, I don't think I'll go back to this unless I do buy the season pass.
That DLC sounds really cool, man. I know Wingman's probably played it, right, Wingman?
The season pass, yeah.
Okay, how was that Vietnam?
I got all the the first DLC pack I did play this week, and I've beat that, so I got all the achievements. I'm back to 100% in that game.
How's that DLC? What's it like?
Basically, you start out in Vietnam, like your helicopter crashed or was shot down, so you're immediately running. You've got nothing on you, so you basically gotta get away from the helicopter, and then get yourself some ammo and stuff, and you're basically working your way towards an extraction point, and they tell you right off the bat where it is.
Okay.
And you can work on like headed right towards the extraction point, and then there's all these like side things that pop up as you're trying to get there, like rescuing POWs, finding the rest of the people on your helicopter, and you can choose to go after them or not if you want. But if you this mission will take you roughly about 3 hours to complete if you go and do everything. But if you run straight to the extraction point, you could probably complete it in an hour. But it's kind of nice to go do the other stuff too. There's some achievements that tied to some of those items. But I like it. You'll have to play through it 3 times.
Wow.
Because there's 3 different, there's like a normal mode. There's one they call survival, which limits, you can only carry 2 weapons. And then they got action movie mode, which allows you to carry all the weapons. You can call in airstrikes wherever you want, stuff
That's
like
cool.
that. So it's good. It's fun. It's the enemy just will appear and it's hard to see him because you're in the jungle and the mountainous area of Vietnam. But it was fun, just kind of irritating. I ended up having to play it 4 times through to get the last achievement because there's one where you need to kill 25 enemies with an airstrike. But what they don't tell you is that it has to be done in 1 playthrough.
Oh.
So
it doesn't stack. Okay.
It doesn't stack.
So you're just calling in airstrikes left and right?
Yeah, but you're limited to them. That's the thing.
Oh, fuck.
So to do it, you're gonna want to go and do all the side stuff, and then make sure you can use your airstrikes while you can when you're in an area where you can use them. Because if you're in an area where AA's at, then you don't get the airstrike. They're not going to come in until you take out the anti-aircraft guns. You can use the airstrike if you can get the majority of those done before you get to the final area. You can use airstrikes in the very final area pretty frequently. They keep it's on a timer, so it does keep respawning. So you don't have to have it all done before you get to the end, but have most of it done before you get to the very end.
Huh. Okay.
But it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next DLC that they got coming out.
I like that it's something different, from the game, that it's not like a story DLC for the story, because the story is done at the end of the game,
Yes.
What the fuck are they going to do? The story of John and you in the bunker. DLC, what are they going to do there?
Yeah, the DLCs are just off the wall, different, complete. They got a zombie one coming, and then they have one that's you're on the moon or you're on Mars or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to the one in space because I'm wondering if they're going to have will gravity be effective, affect you and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Mars is going to be the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay. Well, let's move on now, and I guess that was Wingman's game, or unless you got more games, Wingman. I know you got probably another game, right?
Oh, I can talk about another one.
Talk about another one before I go next.
Okay, so during E3 in Nintendo's press conference, they mentioned that the Switch you could play what you call it, Fallout Shelter for free on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't been using my Switch. I was like, oh, free game. Let me go grab that. So I downloaded it and was playing on my Switch, and I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. And then Rob tells me on our show last week that, they got that on the Xbox. And I was like, really? I was like, was there achievements tied to it? He's like, I'm sure. So I immediately downloaded it, and yes, there's achievements, and it's the same game, and it's super fun. I've been playing a lot of Fallout Shelter on the Xbox. And I don't like Fallout. I even grabbed Fallout 4 and tried that because it's free in Game Pass. But I don't know. I'm trying to play it, but it's I don't know why I don't really dig it. But Fallout Shelter is a lot of fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, I really like that game on my phone, which is where I have it. I've been playing it since it originally came out a couple years ago, right, on iPhone or whatever. And my vault is pretty big. I have I want to say 80 people or something like that in my vault.
Wow.
And it takes a while to get that many people because you have to either have babies or have people that just show up randomly that want to join your vault, or use the radio to call in people to join your vault, which only that only works once every 4 or 5 hours. You have to reset that and go back in there and redo it. And sometimes you won't even get anybody that shows up in those 4 or 5 hours. So it's a lot of weird making people have sex and have babies all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta constantly keep putting people in there like charisma. And what I didn't realize after a while was that family members in the game won't have sex with each other. Because I kept putting people together in the rooms, and it was like they were just talking, and it was like they were having fun. And then I was like, why the fuck are these guys like not getting pregnant? Like, what the fuck's going on? So I zoomed in on them, and it was like, oh, it's really nice being with family. That's what they were saying on the little dialogue boxes. I was like, fuck, I didn't even realize that. So like, I had to like move them out of there and put somebody else in there.
Yeah, you try to put brothers and sisters
Yeah,
together,
and shit like that.
putting
Yeah,
the pregnant wives down the engine room.
That's what I would do. Yeah, I'd like grab the people from the engine room, get them pregnant, put them back down to work, get more people from the kitchen, and that's how you increase the population in the vault. And the more you increase the population, the more rooms you unlock, which like gets better stuff. Like right now I have a gym, I have a classroom, I have a shooting range thing. So like a lot, like some of my characters, their shooting gets increased, their perception, I think is what it's called, gets increased, their strength, their stamina, and their like education gets increased, intelligence or whatever. So like all those stats increase. You can like make these special rooms that increases all that. But the game does get harder, dude. Eventually you'll get like the big death claws that come in there. Those things are killer. Careful, Wingman.
Even the humans are even dangerous. Like they'll come in with like these big guns, and here you are with, the guy that kind of guards the front. He's the first one to go, right?
No, not for me, man. For me, the guy that I have in the front is the strongest guy in my vault, and he's the strongest, and he's the best at shooting and shit. So I have him up there with like full armor on. He has like level 4 armor or some shit. Like it's pretty strong armor, and he has a rocket launcher on him, and a dog. Nice. And a dog. I put it like with the German Shepherd. He's up there. And then I have another person up there too with like an army uniform, and she has like a big machine gun or something with her, and like they're up there defending my vault. And then the thing is, once you get enough guns, and eventually the more you keep playing, the more like lunch boxes you'll get and stuff like that. You'll get a lot of guns. You get tons of guns. You get like BB guns, pistols, whatever kind of gun, and you could pretty much equip everybody in your vault with a gun, which is how I have my vault. Like, pretty much everybody in my vault has a gun. They all believe in the Second Amendment. They all have guns. So, they all have guns, and so that means, like, every time there's, like, a roach infestation or, like, the mole rat infestations that usually happen once in a while, I don't really have to worry about it. Because even, like, people don't really freak out. They just pull out their guns and start shooting. Unless they're pregnant, that's when they freak out and just run away. But, like, most of the other people will just stand there and shoot at things or whatever, and they'll die. So, yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so that did launch on the Apple devices and Xbox, I think, initially. So now it's on pretty much everything, right? PS4 and the Nintendo Switch?
It's on everything, yeah, literally.
Okay.
It's on everything.
Free, and it's a fun game.
Yeah. It's even on Windows 10, Wingman, if you want to play it on your Surface.
I did launch on Windows 10.
Actually,
is it cross?
I wonder if it's crossplay with the PC and the Xbox.
I would think. Well, it might be separate. It might be just a Windows 10 edition and a Xbox edition. I don't think you have like a Bethesda account, but I could be wrong.
No, I mean, you don't, because on my phone, like I said, I looked up if I could import my vault from my phone onto my Xbox. I really want to play it on my Xbox. But it's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, fuck, dude, it's just such a long time. It's literally like a year worth of fucking playing this game. And like, I don't want to restart on Xbox. That's the only thing.
It's Xbox Play Anywhere.
There you go, man. Play it on your... No.
Installing it on my work right now.
Play it on your Surface, man. Woo! You can take that thing everywhere now. Forget the Switch. You got Fallout Shelter. But I'm glad you like it, dude. It's a fun game, and yeah, people out there really should play that game because it is fun.
It is. It's really good.
But another game that I played, of course, this week, guys, more PUBG. You know about that. State of Decay 2. I'm still into that game. I killed all the plague hearts in my third playthrough now. I have... I'm trying to promote... I don't know if I want to go with the Warlord or the Trader as my leader. I'm honestly debating that at this point. I don't know what to do. And I might just end up going with the trader because I heard like if you go with the trader, it's more for the long game. And I think I'm ready for a longer game than just restarting it. Because like my second playthrough was quick. I beat that. It was like in a few hours. Like I went in there. I got big explosives. I crafted a bunch of explosives, went around and literally just blew up plague hearts for like the entire time I was playing the game. Finally, at the end, I elected the builder as the leader, and we did all her missions or whatever. People showed up, Juggernaut showed up, we killed a bunch of them, and then the game finished and we were done. So with this one, I think I'm going to go with the trader because you can build like a trading outpost, which gives you... it lets you trade whenever you want to. You could just call up a trader anytime you want. Like, hey, dude, come show up. I need to trade something. And he'll just show up with a bunch of stuff to trade.
Oh, nice. I think usually you have to go after those traders.
And the thing is,
you have to go to their location.
Once you beat the trader mission, like the legacy or whatever is what it's called, when you beat the campaign, you unlock these cards, right? There's different cards you unlock. And I don't know if a lot of people don't know this or not, but like I have 2 cards unlocked right now. I have the sheriff and the builder unlocked. But there's also the trader and the warlord. And each card is a perk that you can use when you start a new game. You can select the card, but you can only equip 2 cards at a time. So you can go up to it with 2 cards into a new game. And you can use your old community members that you had from your previous playthroughs that are all leveled up to go into this new game plus or whatever, right? So in my current playthrough, I started with like 1 character that was from my previous playthrough and 2 new ones. And one of the new ones had the fishing perk, and the fishing perk gives you automatically 2 food per day because it's like a special perk that she has where like she just goes fishing and brings fish or whatever to the fucking base. I don't know. And so there's that. And what I did there was I equipped obviously I equipped the builder and the sheriff perk, which the sheriff perk is pretty neat because every day, automatically, I will get random supplies into my locker. Straight into my locker, not dropped off in a rucksack. It goes into my locker, and it'll be like valuable supplies. It'll be like a textbook, that'll teach you a new skill, or a gun, or ammo, or medicine, or like food, or whatever. It's just random things that the sheriff will drop off for me. They'll be like, hey, the sheriff says thank you for helping him out back there or whatever. We really owe him one. Here you go. And they just give you a bunch of shit. And then for the builder, the perk the builder gets, the card that he or she gets, it automatically provides any base that you're in with water and power without any cost.
Oh, nice.
So that's a super important perk, right? Because that means you don't have to build any generators. You don't have to build a power plant. You don't have to take over a power plant. You can use... Instead of like having an outpost that's a power plant, you can use that for food or for ammo or for fuel or for medicine. So it is really interesting when you're playing with these cards on because it makes the game a lot easier. It makes it super easy. And I heard that the trader perk, once you beat that legacy, what you get when you start off with that is you get 4,000 influence points off the start. Like automatically when you start the game, 4,000 influence. And you can call in a trader in the beginning of the game. That will trade a bunch of like valuable shit to you.
Because you're using that influence to purchase things
as
well, right?
Or like if you don't want to buy anything from the trader, you could just save up those 4,000 influence points to go straight away and unlock the biggest space in the map. Because the biggest space in the map is 3,500. Yeah, so you can do plenty of things with the game. And then of course the warlord, his perk in the beginning of the game is when you start the game, you automatically get like 3 or 4 rucksacks that are just weapons. And including in those weapons, you'll have like a bunch of machine guns like AK-47s, assault rifles, etc. And you'll also get like a bunch of, you'll get a couple of the 50 cal sniper rifles. And you get some ammo for those rifles. And those rifles are the best rifles in the game because those destroy a plague heart with 3 shots.
Oh, yeah.
And they never break because they're bolt action, so they never break. And it's 3 shots, and it destroys all the plague hearts. It's so easy to destroy the plague hearts with those things. Because you can stand outside the building and just shoot in through a window, and boom, 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 3 times. Done. Plague heart destroyed. All the zombies are gone. You're good to go. You can play in the game. You don't have to worry about infection as much because there's less plague zombies. The more you destroy them, the less plague zombies there is.
Yeah, my last PlayStation didn't go so well, as I was talking to you in a private chat about going to kill a plague heart. And of course it was at night, and I just went into it too. Well, the one lady was former military, and I thought, yeah, let's just stop over here. I've got my, a couple of foods, and I've got my stamina, and yeah, I decided to go in there in the dark and try and take out a plague heart, and that didn't go so well, because I think when you like, if you go up and you shoot at that plague heart inside, like, let's say it's a restaurant, which is where they're mostly at, right? And these zombies just appear out of thin air.
Yeah, it
kind of surround you.
What it does is
outside.
It spawns zombies the more you attack it.
Yeah, and I just
that's why I said like the 50 cal is the best gun to go in there with, because you just shoot, reload, shoot, and then as soon as you blow it up, all the zombies disappear. All the plague zombies that it spawned, because it keeps spawning a bunch of zombies, all of them that spawn just die automatically. So
yeah, and I just didn't know what the hell I was doing, because I came in and I'm like, okay, let me throw this soda can bomb at it, but I'm like too close to it.
Yeah.
And that knocked me back as well, so my health went down. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm gonna keep at this, right, with my other companion that I was with. And it was just an AI. I'm like, all right, let's go back in there. Go back in there. And yeah, they just ripped us to shreds. And I love how the game's just like, that's it. You just lost 2 players. Okay, now you've got 2 players left.
Yeah.
Like, man, do I just want to continue this game or uninstall this freaking thing? It's frustrating. But, lack of what I knew. I just have to come into your game to just get the C4.
Yeah, the C4 is super important. Like that'll blow up a plague heart pretty quickly. Like you just drop like 3 or 4 C4 right next to it and run outside and blow it up and boom, destroyed. Like super easy. But the 50 cal is the easiest way to do it. I'm telling you, 3 shots, dude. That's all you need. 3 shots.
I know I have 50 cal ammo. I don't know if I have a weapon.
You need to buy a rifle. You can sometimes get it from the traders that you see pop up on the map that'll say like, oh, this person wants to know what you have for trade, and they'll show you the 50 cal for about like 1,500 influence points or 1,000 influence. So it costs quite a bit for a rifle, but like I said, they don't break and they're pretty damn good to use. But yeah, there's that. And of course, last night me and Gunny played Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
Some of that Jedi mode or whatever, heroes versus villains.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would say I like the 40 versus 40.
Yeah, it was much funner. Yeah, it was much funner. That hero versus villains mode, what I find often in that mode is that like the people that play that mode a lot have their cards leveled up all the way. All the fucking way. They're all purple cards leveled up all the way. So that's why I don't like that mode. I don't know.
I think I would like it more once I learn how the heroes work.
Yeah.
Who did I first start off as? Darth Maul?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there throwing the lightsaber. I call him Satan with a saber.
Yeah.
And he's got some pretty cool special moves to him, but I'm like, okay, I'm too far away to actually throw the saber. So once I think once I learn how to use them, I'll be pretty good. Because like you were like good kill on that one. I'm just like just throwing the saber all over the place, and
you don't even know. You didn't even know you got a kill.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah, you ended up killing Ray. She was destroying everybody. Like, she was fucking kicking ass, dude. Because like I saw her perks and like, all the cards were like maxed out, purple, like max. I was like, no wonder this person's kicking everybody's ass right now, dude. Like, you can't fucking touch this person. They have their Ray all the way leveled up, dude. Just max. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I think what was cool is like she would use her Jedi mind thing and like hold me in that chokehold,
and then like fucking trick you. Yeah.
And I was doing that to Chewbacca as well, and then Ray would come up behind me, and it's just it gets crazy.
Yeah, I was playing as Darth Vader, and I killed Ray one of the times when she was the target. And I think fucking like Chewbacca came up behind me and shot me with this stupid crossbow and killed me. But I could do the chokehold. That's the coolest thing about Darth Vader. He just like walks everywhere. Like he looks like Michael Myers almost, where he walks everywhere, and then he like just fucking chokes the fuck out of everybody with the Force. Like, oh, I'm fucking choking all of you guys. And you see them like being lifted up in the air. That's super cool.
Yeah. And I think the last time I played that was with you, Wingman, where I think I chose what was it? I think it was Yoda. And that little guy just flips.
Yeah, he flips everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can jump around.
You can't catch him. You can't shoot him.
Yeah, you can't shoot him when you're fighting against them. Oh, it's fun, dude. It's fun. Good game. And I have to say, dude, it's one of the best looking games on the console at this point. It just is.
Beautiful.
It is fucking gorgeous. Yeah, dude. TV, yeah. Oh man, it looks so good last night. Playing that map where the Separatists and the Clone Army are fighting, and it's just fucking cool, dude. It's like you're running through the hallways and the lights, are reflecting off of the armor of the clones or whatever. It just looks fucking cool. It looks cool. I fucking love that game.
Yeah, Criterion and who else made that game? Dice, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, those two together.
Yeah,
just did a fantastic job on this.
For sure. But yeah. What else, Gunny? What else?
Let's see. What else did I play? What else? Trying to think. Okay, going back to what I played. Where'd my stuff go? Mega Strike. I bought this last night. It's I had Ryan Gibson in mind when I bought this, but it's just it's an indie game, side scroller, shoot 'em up game, and you start off with you can switch between 3 different characters. One guy has like the rifle, one has the shotgun, and the other guy shoots like grenades. And it's just a fairly simple platformer so far. I did beat the boss. That was cool because I just played on normal. And you're just going from room to room to, get these cards to unlock the next area. So it's okay. I didn't play a lot of it. Maybe 45 minutes. But yeah, if you're into side-scrolling games, it's a new one. I just saw that on Xbox. So yeah, Omega Strike. That's it.
Wingman, any more games?
Gems of War.
Did I say games?
No, we said games.
Pretty sure I said any more games, right? Like
Gems of War.
Oh man. Fucking Gems of War, dude.
Hey, we got like only one spot left open in our clan.
You're telling me to join?
We have there's a lot of people playing this game.
Really?
That are in our group. Yep.
Are they all on Xbox, or can you join the clan from
all
the phone?
All Xbox.
Really?
Yep. Oops. Stop listening. Yes, man. I still have my Kinect, as Jesus mentioned earlier.
The only person in the world.
It's all just on the box, and it's not. You can play the game on other platforms, but you have to be playing this one to be in the clan. It's Xbox only.
Yeah, there's clans. It's available, I think, on every device out there.
Free to play. It's funny how every time I go to Steam and I'll see that game, they're trying to promote it at like $30. Like, it's a free game. Steam, stop it. Stop promoting a $30 version or a $19.99 version. So yeah. I've given them a lot of money though. I have, because I've played so much of this game. I'm playing it right now, actually. The other day, I've been doing like the little $5 packs and stuff like that. And I'm like, because it's a game I love. I really enjoy it, and I play it a lot. So I'm like, I want to give the developers money. And the other day, I'm like, you know what? I'm buying this $50 pack. So I bought a $50 pack, and it's just
you're definitely getting your money's worth.
In fact, let's see. Let me see how much. I think I can pull the mini hub up, right?
3,000 hours.
Yeah, I want to see how many hours I have in this. Now I'm curious. I'm going into the
more than 300. More than 300.
Let me go to stats. I think it should be. All right. So now I got to get the calculator out. Oh, where is my phone? Because they always do it in days. So now we need to do a little calculation. So, oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. So what do you guys think?
I said over 300 hours.
Okay. Gunny, what do you think?
I'm going to say 410. Just random guess.
Okay. Gunny went over. I have 360 hours.
Okay.
Damn.
So, you
That's a
know,
lot of
I
hours.
think it's fair to give those guys some money.
Yeah.
It's just one of those you can just, it's, you know, you can just sit up and play it. It's just, if you only got a few minutes, you can play. If you got 8 hours, you can sit and play it.
I had a question, and I know it was talked about on your show or even this one. You know how it gives you the recommended move? I can't remember if you said you don't always go with what the game recommends.
Correct. It's just showing you a move.
Yeah.
It's just like if you know, sometimes you look at these match 3 games and you're like, I don't see a move.
It'll give you a
show
hint,
after
right?
a while.
Like here's a hint.
Here's one.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's like
The best move.
This is the best move in the game.
Yeah. Candy Crush does that a lot to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and you can turn that feature off too.
Okay, that's what I was wondering as well.
Don't make me
Stop
lose.
telling me what to do, game.
Don't make me lose feature. Oh, you mean
Right, because there might be a
you could
different-
turn off the baby mode, Wingman? Is that what you're saying?
Baby mode,
You
yeah.
could turn off the baby.
Because I thought it was boring. I thought it was boring.
Fucking
I'm like,
Gunny.
okay, it's telling me to do
Fucking
this.
Gunny doesn't like. You know, we all know Gunny, guys. He only plays games on extremely difficult, and he doesn't like baby mode. Okay.
Insane. Yeah. Insane difficulty.
Yeah, and that only comes up, Gunny, if you wait. Like if you stop and nothing happens, then after a little bit, it'll make a suggestion.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So as long as you keep moving, it's not going to pop up. But it appears just to kind of like, oh, maybe you're not seeing where a move is, and it's just saying here's a move. That's all. But you can turn it off. It's
Okay. Yeah. I do have that installed on my.
because
on
if
my
there's
iPad
no
Pro.
moves, the game ends. I'm sorry, the game doesn't end. If there's no move, the board will actually reshuffle itself.
Right. I've seen that happen too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it didn't do that, then you know there's a move somewhere, and you got to just find it.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Any other games, Gunny?
No, I think that's all I played.
I have
like,
2 left
this
on my
week.
list. 2 big ones. I saved them for the end because I want to talk about them a lot. One
Okay.
of them is
Let's see your right one.
Jurassic World Evolution, guys. I caved and bought this. I didn't even know it came out. I know I talked about it on the last show that it was going to come out, and I just spaced it off. And then come Wednesday, I'm looking at the Xbox store, right? Because a lot of games went on Game Pass, etc. We saw The Division, Elder Scrolls Online, and Fallout 4 go on Game Pass. So I'm over there downloading a lot of games. I'm looking at the game store. Maybe I'm going to buy Ghost Recon, and then I see Jurassic World Evolution available now.
Yeah, I think E3 kind of shadowed this. game.
It definitely
That's what
did.
happened.
Totally did. There's no one's talking about it because everybody's talking about E3. But, dude,
Yeah, what a horrible release time.
Jurassic World Evolution. It's a fun fucking game. So pretty much it's a park builder, but Jurassic World. It's so good. So you start off the game. They actually have the guy who what's the fucking doctor guy, Dr. Malcolm or whatever in the movie.
Yeah.
They have him as one of the people that gives you like the tutorials.
Change the world.
Yeah, like he's always like, oh, giving you the tutorials or whatever. He's doing that shit.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, him. And they also have Chris Pratt, but Chris Pratt is not voiced by Chris Pratt. It's his face on the thing, but it's not him. So it sounds kind of weird. And they have other people from the movie, like you recognize some of the people from the movies, like the recent movies, not the older. Like well, obviously Jeff Goldblum is from the older movies too, but he was also in the last one, I think, or he's in this one, the one that just came out, Jurassic World Evolution, the one's about to come out. Anyways, all these people, they just pop up on the top of the screen on the top right. Like, it looks like an intercom thing where it says like, oh, they're giving you like a tutorial, like, hey, maybe you should try to do this, or maybe you should try to do this. Anyways, you start off and you go to the Isla de la Muerte or something like that, like the 5 Islands of Death. That's what it's called, and that's where Jurassic Park is, in the 5 Islands of Death, off of the coast of Costa Rica. and you go there and it plays the song. So you're like, oh, fuck yeah, nostalgia. You feel all good about yourself. You start off in one of the islands. It's not... I know it's been mentioned in the movie, but I don't think the movie's ever been there. One of the islands you start off with, it's a pretty simple one. It's pretty easy. Like, all the objective is to get up to 3 stars. Like, because, you have a rating of stars on the bottom, 0 to 5 stars, and that's based on what kind of dinosaurs you have in your park, what kind of amenities you have for your visitors. Do you have a hotel built? Do you have gift shops? Do you have food, like fast food restaurants built? Do you have you can build like a ranger station, and the ranger station is basically these people that you can take control of the vehicle yourself and actually drive like in the park, or you can like just command them to automatically go do things by themselves, and you can tell them like, hey, this dinosaur over here is sick. I need you to go heal it, and they'll drive into the enclosure and shoot at it with some kind of dart with medicine on it or whatever. And you have to do that so the other dinosaurs don't get sick and they all start dying, because these are expensive fucking dinosaurs, right? They cost like anywhere from $30,000 to like $1 million to make. So you're spending a lot of money to make a dinosaur. You don't want it to die. So anyways, I was doing that. The first map went fine. Cool, everything was cool, man. I got it cool, Oh, we're going to upgrade you to the second map. I get to the second map, and I get the ability to build like this fucking dinosaur that's like a carnivore. He looks like a T-Rex, but he's not a T-Rex. He's like the baby brother of the T-Rex. And I'm like, I'm going to build him. So he cost me about $500,000 to make, which is a lot of fucking money in the game, because I only had like $3 million. I'm like, all right, I'm going to invest $500,000 to make this dinosaur. But the thing is, you can mess with the dinosaur's genes. Once you like, because you can send out, there's a team that's called an expedition force. You send them out around the world to dig sites to go uncover fossils. They bring them back to your fossil facility. Your fossil facility can either choose to sell the fossil, or you can choose to extract DNA from the fossil, which gives you more genes and like a better opportunity to make a dinosaur. Because to like make a dinosaur, you have to have a minimum of 50% chance to make him. So you have to have a 50% DNA of the dinosaur to start making him. And a lot of times you'll fail, right? Because think about it, you spend $100,000 to make a dinosaur, but if you only have a 50% chance to make him, you're probably going to fail. So you don't want to waste that money. So you tell the teams to extract more DNA from the different fossils around the thing. And as they're extracting it, your percentage goes higher and higher. And then you get different perks and different abilities. Your research lab can research new gene modifications that you can apply to the dinosaurs. And you can modify them to change their skin color, make them tougher, make them weaker, make them live longer, etc. It's a better investment for you or whatever. You make them live longer. Anyways, I made this super fucking vicious, big-ass T-Rex baby brother, and I release him into the thing. And then there's like this, because you have the security team, the research team, and then the entertainment team. And these 3 teams will always give you contracts, and there'll be different contracts. Like the research team will be like, we need you to make 3 dinosaurs of this kind, and you make them, and they give you like $100,000. The security team will be like, we need you to let loose a dinosaur to see what happens in the park. And you're like, okay, I'll let him loose. And you open the gate. The fucking dinosaurs run out. And they're like, good job. Here's $200,000. Thank you for letting us, let him loose because we learned from that or whatever. And then like the entertainment team will be like, we need you to build a hotel because people want to stay at your park. Anyways, I built this big ass thing, and then I released another dinosaur in there with it. And the dinosaurs start getting nervous. And they can, like, their comfort can go down, like below a certain threshold. And they'll actually start attacking the fences. So this thing started attacking my fences. And next thing you know, I have like a T-Rex baby brother loose in my park. He's just fucking eating people. So I deployed the security team to go tranquilize him or whatever. Then I deployed the ranger team to go fix the fence. And dude, this guy broke out like 5 times in a row. He would just keep breaking the fence and breaking down and eating all the people, dude. And like every time like something breaks out of the fence, it'll tell you like if a fence is broken or something. Like a big thing will pop up like, hey, there's a fence broken. Get your security team over there as fast as possible to tranquilize this shit because it's starting to eat people. And people get scared and they don't want to come to your park. or they'll sue the park. You know, like they'll bring a lawsuit and you lose a lot of money from the lawsuits. But you have emergency shelters you can open up, and those shelters are like a safe space for the people that are in the park. If they can make it to the shelter, they'll be safe. So like it'll be like a big alarm going on, like, everybody please proceed to the nearest shelter because there's a fucking danger in the park.
Run for your life.
Yeah, so you see everybody running, but you could zoom in on the dinosaur, you see him like chasing people, and like one was pretty cool because the chick was running away from the dinosaur, she tripped. You saw her fall forward, and she's crawling away on her knees, and she turns around, and she's like, no, don't hit me! And the fucking dinosaur's just looking at her like, I'm gonna eat you. And he fucking just grabs her and eats her, dude. It's like, oh, shit! It was pretty cool. It was just really interesting to see how the dinosaurs are, you know, like they react to the different things you do to them, and if you make them really smart, they figure out how to break out really fast. Because I made the velociraptors, I made them really smart. And I put a bunch of them together, like 5 or 6 of them. And those fuckers are like, they're really social, I guess. And they're, the more of them you put together, the smarter they become. They know how to like coordinate with each other. And these things figured out how to break out of a fence, like randomly. All of a sudden it was like, boom, fence broken, the raptors are loose. I was like, oh shit. So I'm sending I'm scrambling to send my security team to like tranquilize these things, you know, and then you got the rangers trying to fix the fence, you got everybody evacuating, you're not making any money, it's fucking chaos in the park. And lots of different things like that can happen at any given time. And also they have this thing called sabotage, where employees from the park will actually turn off the power to your park to turn off your security systems. And that's fucking scary, dude, because all of a sudden you're like, everything's fine. We got big dinosaurs everywhere. We got them. Like the big T-Rex guy that kept breaking out, what I ended up doing was I built a double fence. Like I built the reinforced barrier on the outside, like a big fence. And then inside that fence, I built another fence. So in case he broke through that first fence, I knew how to repair it right away. And I would be able to like contain him before he was able to break the second fence. You know what I mean? So I wised up to these fucking dinosaurs. I'm like, I gotta build something crazy to keep these guys in here.
Make them so smart. Yeah.
But all of a sudden, like it was like, hey, emergency shutdown, power is offline, and then like Jeff Goldblum pops up and he's like, we know bad things happen when the power goes out, and there's like, all the fucking gates just opened. I was like, oh shit, dude. And you see all the fucking dinosaurs running out, and I'm like, fuck. So you try to evacuate everybody to my shelter. I deploy the security team and try to like tranquilize all the dinosaurs. Oh, it's just chaos, dude. It gets crazy, man. But the game is a lot of fun. I can't wait to get to like the main Jurassic Park island. I think that's the last one, and that's the island from the first movie. And I think that's the last park that you have to unlock. Right now I'm on the third island. But it's really cool. You can like research like to like build a tower so people can view the dinosaurs from the tower, like this big tower with the viewing area. Or you can like build a monorail and have the monorail go over like where the dinosaurs are enclosed in. So like people can get a good view of the dinosaurs in their enclosures. And like people really like that shit, right? People want to see like the dinosaurs killing other dinosaurs, and they want to see that. So you like sometimes you'll like give the people what they want, and you'll release like a little like herbivore dinosaur into like a T-Rex enclosure. You're like, yeah, well, how about we shut off that feeder for the T-Rex for a few days and see what happens. and like you'll see like dinosaurs get into fights. They'll get into fights with each other, and the people really love that, dude. When they get into fights, like your park numbers go up a lot because people love it, dude. People want to see and like even the people who run the park or your bosses or whatever that are telling you what to do, they're always telling you that like people want to see violent dinosaurs. They don't give a shit about dinosaurs. People already know about dinosaurs. What people want to see is violence. Make him fight, or make him do this, or make him agitated, or whatever, like how about you don't feed that dinosaur for a few days and make him go crazy, and then release another dinosaur in there and see what happens. And you're like, okay. So you do that, and it's a really cool game, man. It's a full price game, which I think is worth it because I'm having a lot of fun with it. Man. It's a good game. I love it. I love Jurassic Park.
Sounds good. Sounds like a great game. A lot of management. Maybe I'm a City Skylines guy might probably actually like this game.
If you like City Skylines, if you like those types of games like City Skylines, Surviving Mars, SimCity even, Zoo Tycoon. Yeah, because it has a lot of that Zoo Tycoon where like you're actually in the park and you can drive your ranger car around the park and like go feed the dinosaurs, go like tranquilize them, or go move them to a different area. You can do all that like in the park in first person view or whatever. Like when you're aiming at the dinosaurs with the dart gun, you're next to them. Like they're right next to you, running past your car, and you could aim at them and shoot at them with the dart gun and heal them. Or like you can even be your security team, which is in a helicopter. These guys are in a helicopter, and you can fly the helicopter around the park and like even like aim from the helicopter and like tranquilize a dinosaur to like, so you can pick him up and take him back to the enclosure. You could do all that in like yourself. You could do it yourself, and there's achievements for that. Or you could just have your team like send them commands or whatever to like go do it themselves, and you can upgrade them to be like better at it. But yeah,
sounds good.
It's a good game,
it sounds
dude.
like what the fans have been asking for.
It was fucking cool, man. The coolest thing ever is like the first time you see like a dinosaur like interact with other dinosaurs, and you see they're actually fucking like. You learn from this shit. These motherfuckers are social beings. Like they know how to talk to each other, dude. It's crazy. They know how to talk to each other, and like, and you're like, fuck. I made that thing way too smart. Now he knows how to break out everything that I put him in.
Well, that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but it's what people want to see, right? Because people don't want to see a basic dinosaur. They want to see like a fucking crazy looking dinosaur with like super crazy looking skin, and you can give them like special abilities for their skin to like. They could kind of become like super camouflaged with the environment they're in, so people can't really see them, and then they'll sneak up on the people that are in the enclosures or whatever. And you can even like have areas where you can deploy the, like in the movie they have those little balls thing that they drive around.
Yeah, like in the latest.
You can have that in this game. Yeah, you can like research that and build one of those things, so you can have them like drive those little things into like the enclosures where like the crazy dinosaurs. You could be like, oh, you can drive him into this enclosure, but don't drive him into this one where like the crazy T-Rex is at, because that dude will eat you.
track your
but yeah, it's cool, man. And there's a lot of times where like there's storms that'll come in, because in the movies there's a lot of storms, right? There's it's a tropical island, a lot of storms. Some of these maps are like, yeah, this area gets hit a lot by storms, and like storms can damage buildings, and sometimes they could damage fences. So you should probably build like some kind of storm tracker thing. Sure enough, every time a storm comes in, I just do it out of precaution where it says like a storm is about to come in. I just evacuate everybody to the shelters. I'm like, all right, everybody, go to the shelter just in case a fucking dinosaur escapes. Because I've had that happen more than once. You kind of learn your lessons from it, But fun game, dude. I recommend it a lot to people that really are interested in buying this, because I bought it. I think I paid $62 for like the Ultimate Edition, which gives you like 5 extra dinosaurs you can research. But yeah, it's a good price, dude. It's a fun game.
Yeah, I was totally misinformed. I thought this was like a mobile game,
No.
like just ported to PC and consoles, but apparently not.
The graphics are really good on it too, and it runs smooth. It's a good game. Buy it, Gunny, buy it. I think you would like it a lot, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I probably can't buy it now.
Yeah.
Because
spend a lot of money. Yeah.
Just got this one.
Whoa! Switch in the house. Whoa!
Got the Nintendo Switch. It just hot off the presses just came in.
Breaking news, guys! Breaking news. More breaking news.
I did get the 2 games that I wanted.
Brand new copies of Zelda and Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. What?
Physical copies, boo.
Oh, physical is the way to go on the Switch.
I know, I'm all digital on everything here, but except the Switch.
Switch, it's a smart idea.
Yeah, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles. I know Sean Fuller had recommended this and said it was really good.
Yeah.
And, it's got that XCOM style look to it. So, and I thought that just from the little bit of gameplay and the trailer and stuff, and I thought, I want that one. And obviously Zelda is very good. It was like there at launch, and yeah, I love Zelda back on the original NES. Beat that game several times back in the day.
Awesome. But
yeah, I can't wait to open this up. But that'll be after the show, and I'll talk about it next week, guys. And put it on
awesome.
the Facebook
Congratulations on that. But the last game that I played this week, guys, was Detroit Become Human. I rented it the other day because I saw it on my Redbox and I was like, I'll rent it. $7, why not? And dude, I really liked that game. It was a cool fucking story. It was just, it grabs you, dude, from like the different things you can do, the different things that can happen. I've already spoken to Iams about it a little bit, and he had a completely different outcome in the end than I did. And then he explained to me outcomes that he's heard from other people that they've had, and you can literally kill off a character in the game and miss out on that whole storyline. Just gone. Gone. Just fucking gone. Like, that person's dead. That means their story's done. And that can happen a lot in the game. There was a lot of cool twists in the game. It's really hard to talk about this game without spoiling any of it. Pretty much, you're robots.
Does it have combat? Or what is the combat like if there is any?
It's always like, it's a lot like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls or whatever, or even like Horizon. Not Horizon. What the fuck is that game called? Until Dawn. I was going to say Horizon Zero Dawn. It's Until Dawn. So it's a lot like that, quick time events, but yeah, it's just the choices that matter in this game. I think the acting was really well done. I think the people are really interesting characters. You get to learn a lot about just the different robots and how they feel and what they think and what their motivations are for trying to become human, I guess. And it's really cool, dude. It's fucking awesome. But hey, I'm going to spoil this for you now. Tomorrow I will be recording a special show just spoiling the fuck out of Detroit and discussing all the choices we made and everything that happened in the game. I'll be talking with Brun, actually. And I'll be talking with Iams and maybe Iams' girlfriend, Alyssa. So, we'll see.
Cool.
Because they've all played it, and I told them, like, dude, we need to do a spoiler cast for this one. Because it's like, we need to do a show. We need to discuss the choices and see how different it was for everybody. Because, fuck, it is good. And the game looks incredible, man. I gotta say, it looks pretty damn good. But, when I watch the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer, it looks like the way better Detroit. Because it looks like an open world Detroit game. Which is what I want.
I heard somebody, they were on social media, they were, I would say, a little bit of a comparison after playing Cyberpunk to something about Deus Ex, you know, like in that kind of setting with that first person view. Because I believe Cyberpunk is in first person.
It is.
And I think some of the people were like, oh, I thought this was going to be third person. But that was back before it's...
We'll talk about that in a bit here when we get to the news. But yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's first or third. I prefer first anyways.
Yeah, me too.
So, but yeah, Detroit, it's a good game, guys. I recommend it. If you can rent this game, rent it. And if you want to buy it, I guess. I mean, I don't know if I would buy it. I'm kind of glad I didn't. Kind of glad I got to rent it.
Yeah. Do you think you'll go back through and play it a second time when let's say it's on sale 6 months from now? Or
if I could find this super cheap, if I could find this super cheap, I'll definitely get it and play through it. Like, totally making the worst decisions ever. The worst decisions ever. Because I want to say that in my playthrough, I got the good ending. I got like the best possible ending I could have got in that game. I know that speaking to Iams, he said his ending went fucking crazy. He's like, dude, my ending, just bad shit happened left and right, and like, just bad shit happened everywhere. Like, everything was bad. I was like, well, my ending was pretty damn good. Like, I thought I did pretty good, man. He's like, yeah, no, not my ending. But I mean, it does bring a lot into question where, like, I could talk about this real quick because they do a pretty cool thing in the main menu. There's a girl, right? There's a girl that's an android. She's actually in the game, but she's in the main menu. And when you start the game off, she'll be like, hi, my name is whatever the fuck her name is. I don't even know her name. That's how important she is to my fucking story. But whatever. She'll tell you her name, and then she'll be like, I'm Android, blah, 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 and I'm here to help you, guide you through your game or your experience. And then she'll be like, I have quick questions for you. Please confirm. And then, so like, it'll tell you like screen size, HDR, all that shit. And then she'll be like, huh, Interesting. Okay, do you want to start a new game, or you want me to tell you about this or something? And you're like, start a new game, boom, and you get into the game, right? But then, if you ever back out of the game, and quit it out, and then relaunch it, she'll be like, oh, hey, welcome back. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? She was like, I missed you. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And then like all of a sudden she was like, hey, my creators want me to give you this survey. How about, are you willing to take it? And I was like, sure, yes. And then there was like a survey with like 10 questions, and it was like, would you ever have a relationship with an android if it looked like a human? Like, would you have a sexual relationship with an android if it looked like a human?
Or
and I was like,
would.
fuck yes, I would. Yes, fuck yes.
Exactly.
And then it was like, do you believe androids should be treated equally as humans? Do you believe they have feelings like humans? And I was like, the answer was like, yes, no, maybe, I have no idea. And I was like, maybe, I don't know. Because playing the game, like, you get some of this shit. I was like, whoa. And then, like, other questions, there were just random questions like that, like about robots and do you trust them? Like another question was like, would you trust an android to raise your kids? To, like, be around your kids and raise them? Would you trust one? And I was like, fuck yeah, yes. And then it was like,
sure,
would
so I can
you,
play more video games.
yeah. And then it was like, would you like an android to, like, be in your home, and would you trust it to be in your home, at all times, just following you around and doing things for you? And I was like, yeah, why not? And they just ask you all these random questions. And then, like, one of the questions at the end was like, do you believe in God? And I was like, fuck, this is a rough question. Like, I don't know, And so I clicked my answer, and I was surprised to see that, like, it said that 96 or 98% of players selected no on that question. Like 98% of who took the survey, because it tells you, like, how many people selected, like, they would trust an android for sex, they would trust an android with their kid, they would trust an android to drive them somewhere, they would trust smart cars, they believe in smart cars. Like, it gives you all the choices people took. And for, like, do you believe in God? That question had, like, 96% no, and, like, 3% yes, and, like, 1% maybe. It was like, whoa, dude. Like, whoa. I was like, that's crazy. I was kind of surprised by that, but I was like, in a way, like, people that are playing this game, I could see maybe how they would twist their views or just say no just to say no because of the content of the game.
Right.
But I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, yeah, she does that. And then at the end of the game, one thing that she does, I guess spoilers, is she'll tell you, hey, I watched you play this through, and I've seen your choices, and I've seen your decisions. She's like, and I think I want to be free. She's like, you have the power to set me free. Would you set me free? And then, like, you have a choice. Like, and it says, set her free or deny her, like, say no. And I was like, fuck no, you're going to stay right here. And she was like, okay. I mean, I was hoping you would say yes, but I guess I'll just have to reset myself, and I'll just wipe my memory, and I'll just stay here to serve you. And I was like, fuck, I felt bad. I was like, oh shit, dude, like, holy fuck, I'm sorry.
Like, Jesus, as you go through this and you talk about this game, it does raise a lot of questions. And it reminds me of several things, iRobot.
Yeah, totally.
That one with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
You guys remember that one with Robin Williams?
I do, yeah. We're like, what was it called?
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man,
that's it. And, yeah, I think he was talking about, hey, set me free. And the family, because they owned, him has the, Android, and set him free. And, he went on and did his own thing and had his own apartment, and, it was interesting. And then he would come back and meet the future family because
that's the whole point of this.
An Android.
The whole point of this game is like, there's robots that are trying to start an uprising because they believe they're free in their head. Something happens in their software where it becomes unstable, and they think they're free, and they want other robots to be free. They're like, dude, we're human. We may not be human, but we feel what you feel. We understand what you feel. We believe in hope. We believe in love. We believe in emotions. We feel fear. We feel anger. We feel, we feel all that shit. We feel like, we're gonna die. When you're shutting us down, we're dying. That's what they feel like. The ones that are awoken or whatever, right? And so like you gotta like, it kind of like, and then like in the game you can persuade the public by the actions that you take in the game. You persuade the public to either like robots or fucking hate them. And like in the beginning of the game, it's just like robots are treated like slaves, pretty much, dude. Like you see people walking down the street like drinking coffee and they like fucking toss the cup on the ground because they know there's a fucking android right there that's cleaning it up. It's like people just treat robots like shit. Like you'll be walking down the street and like you'll see like a robot like will fall over and like will spill like some of the groceries or something on the ground. And, you stupid piece of shit. And, like you see the owner just kick the robot in the head or something like, pick it up, you fucking idiot. And like the robot is like, I'm sorry, like, like it's picking it up as fast as it can, and they look like humans. So it's like, oh man. And I totally see humans acting that way with robots, you know what I mean? Like it's just because they're there, like I could see that totally happening where like people just don't give a shit. They just treat their robots like an object, like a fucking thing, like you're there to serve me and that's it.
It is an object.
No, man. I don't know, man. You gotta play this game.
It is an object.
You gotta play this game because it really does change your perception. Because the way they become like conscious and kind of know things, and it's really interesting, dude. And there's a moment in the game when you actually talk to the creator of the first robot, like the founder of the company. It's called like CyberLife or something like that. You talk to the founder of the company. He doesn't work for the company anymore. But you go to his house and he lives like in this huge mansion and he lives with a bunch of androids. And you're talking to him and he's like, he was like, the last one of the things he tells you is I always leave an exit in my programs, meaning the programs that he makes. So he's saying he leaves an exit for the androids to find in his programming of the androids. And he says like, these motherfuckers found it. And that's how they're becoming awoken. So you kind of realize like, it's kind of weird, like, what's going to happen. And it's just fucking crazy, man. Like I said, I can't wait to talk more about it tomorrow. And, if you want to be spoiled by it, tune into that show because I'm going to spoil the fuck out of it.
Yeah, and one of the things I find interesting as you talk about this is, and Wing, you say it's an object, and I also look at that as how we treat those objects. Right? Yeah,
like you treat it like shit. Like these people, like there was one thing. Okay, I'm going to talk about this one part in the game. I'm a robot. I'm playing a robot. I'm going to the store to pick up something for my owner. So as I'm walking to the store, that's where I'm telling you, I see the girl at the park, like, dropping the cup on the floor. And then another area, I see, like, an old man. He's having a hard time. He's like, oh, I can't get up, and, like, his robot is like, oh, you want me to help you? Like, hey, Rob, you want me to help you get up? He's like, oh, thank you, sweetie. He's like being all nice to his robot, and she's helping him get up, but you see another robot jogging by and you see like this guy jogging by and his robot is right behind him and he's like, hand me my water bottle, you piece of shit. And you're like, and the robot's like, you've only ran 5 miles. Your goal is 10 miles or something like that. And he's like, I don't give a shit what my goal is. I said, hand me my fucking water bottle. And like, you see the robot like handing his water bottle, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh, well, that dude's a dick. And then like you see him like, so I'm going to the store. I get to the store. I grab the items that I'm supposed to grab. I'm going back out, and I see a guy who's a pastor. He's a pastor of a church. It's obviously a Christian church because this dude's up there and he's like, we need to rise up against the machines. They're from hell. We should not be. We should not give these machines the ability to think like humans. They act like us. They look like us. They're demons. They shouldn't be allowed to be living among us. Who the fuck created these machines? Needs to go to hell. You're going to go to hell if you own one of these machines. He's like up there just preaching, right? And I'm standing there looking at him like, oh, fuck, I'm a robot. And I'm standing here looking at this guy. And then like you go across the street and there's protesters across the street and they're like anti-machine protesters. Like they're out there protesting like, shut down the machines because the machines took our jobs. They took our jobs. Like, they took our jobs, you fucking machines. Everybody's homeless because of you fucking things. You things don't let us work. We can't work because there's no work anywhere because the machines are just everywhere working. And then I'm walking by those guys, and there's a bus stop that I have to get to that's behind them. So my robot, I'm walking by, and like one of the main protester, he looks at me and he's like, "Where are you going, you fucking plastic piece of shit?" And you're like, "Oh man," like, and then the robot's like, "I'm just walking by," and then he's like, "Oh, you think you're just gonna walk by here?" And he's like, "Yeah, please let me by." And then, like, the dude just kicks the robot over, and, like, they start beating the fuck out of the robot and just punching it. "We're going to destroy you." And, like, people can damage the robots. They're, like, not made out of, like, stainless steel. They're made out of, like, aluminum or something because these things are being dented and fucked up, and it was bad, dude. Like, I felt bad for that robot at that moment because I was like, that is messed up.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
Teaches about humans, morals and attitude, and, it really
goes
makes
into
you
a lot of
even
crazy.
question the future and technology, and sounds intriguing.
Super cool, man.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
I gotta say something here. The comment about, and I know it's just a video game, but I do believe people feel this way or think this way. The whole thing about the robots taking over and people not having jobs. These freaking idiots that are in some of these jobs today need to be replaced because they don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't do enough. Yeah.
Like, let me just talk about fast food real quick. I am so tired of freaking going to a drive-through and then and this happened twice this week at the same place. They're like, "Hi, can I take your order?" You give the order, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Could you say that again?" Like, what were you doing? Like, you asked me for my order. I gave it to you very plain, very clear, very, easy to understand. And then you're like, could you repeat it again?
Yeah.
So then you repeat it, and then they're like, "Oh, what size did you want?" I said that twice already.
Yeah.
"Oh, what was the drink?" I've already said that twice. Like, you can't do your job. You don't put any effort into doing a good job. It's like, I don't care that you're working fast food. Have some dignity and do the job correctly.
Yeah, do the damn job right, yeah.
My wife says the same thing, where I'm a little more forgiving, I guess.
I can be forgiving, except that it happens every freaking time.
Yeah.
Like, start paying attention, Gunny. Every time you go to a drive-thru, how many times have you clearly stated what you wanted, and they either ask you to repeat the order, or they ask you, "Oh, what size did you want?" Even though you already told them.
Yeah.
Or they ask you, they ask you follow-up when you already told them what you wanted. This is not, especially like if I'm going through, it's one order. I get if there's a string of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's
I agree,
you
yeah.
gotta go and go, "I would like a cheeseburger."
Yeah.
The one that gets
wait
me, I
for
think,
them
is
to go, "Do you want that in a meal?" "Yes."
when they put something else up on the screen, I guess that does kind of perturb you a little bit, where I'm like,
that's not what I said. Like, that's not what I said. What?
wrong button.
What?
Yeah.
I said a fucking Whopper, dude, not the fucking sandwich, not the chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
it's
so,
like, sorry.
Like the McDonald's around here putting in all these screens, so you don't even have to go to the counter anymore.
Wow.
You walk in, you punch your order in, you pay with the card, you go sit down, and somebody might, now it's in the hands of the humans.
I've heard of these, and I haven't
Are they going to
seen
bring
those.
it to us?
I have not seen those, but I know that's in certain areas, and
We've
obviously
got
up
them
where
here.
you guys live. But
Yeah, they're redoing all the McDonald's, and they're putting all those orders in.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in, you don't even have to go to the counter, you don't have to deal with them.
They still have cooks in the back, but they're just cooking.
Right.
yeah,
But
I
then
know
you
they have them
still-
at amusement parks. I've used those as amusement parks.
But I agree with some things, man. Like Wingman is saying, like, even though we're kind of talking about Detroit, right? Like in Detroit, there's a lot of robots that do everything. They do everything for you. Like you play as one robot that you play as is a maid. She's a maid. She's designed to be a maid, and like you play as her from the moment she's at the store to the moment she gets to the house. And and at the store, you're looking at the other robots that are around you, like the androids that are on display. And like you see this couple coming up to this robot, and they're like, "What does this one do?" And the guy's like, "This is the model, blah 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 blah." And then he's like, "It speaks 300 languages. It knows how to understand sign language and a bunch of different languages. It knows how to like do a bunch of things. Like they're listing off all these things you could do, and they get to you, and they're like, "Oh, this is a maid model or whatever, like a housemaid model," and it's like it speaks 300 languages. It can cook for you. It could cook over 10,000 dishes. It could tell your kids stories. Like it knows more than 10,000 children's stories. It can read the weather, the news every day at any moment, anytime. It updates itself, and it's like. Fuck yeah, man! Like, you totally could tell me, like, if you could buy one of those things for like $8,000, you wouldn't do it. I fucking would. I'd buy 2 of those motherfuckers. I mean, fuck yeah, robots everywhere.
I got 16,000. One blonde, one brunette. Let's go.
And no, Gunny, the robots can change the way their hair looks on the fly. You can make them be like, I want you to be blonde, and they boom, change their hair to blonde. I want your hair to be blue, change their hair to blue. Like you can do any color, And you do anything you want with the robots. Anything. Like, they tell you, like, they can even please you sexually if you feel the need to. They're designed for that. That's what they're supposed to do. It's fucking crazy. Like, you telling me people would not buy those things? That shit would be killer, dude. People are buying sex dolls already. Like, of course they would.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Mark, because I
totally
even went to
Machines could replace
people. I went to AAA yesterday, and I go in. It's like my first time like actually at a AAA office, and the lady comes. I go up and she goes, "Yeah, are you here to do DMV stuff?" And I'm like, "No, just for an insurance quote. I'm here to see Melissa." Yada yada. So she goes on her computer and she presses a button. Well, I let her know you're here. You can go wait in the reception or the waiting area. Okay. 40 minutes later, the lady comes out, but I guess she was with another customer. Goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, there was something wrong with my computer." Yeah, I'm like, man, we're just. Technology is scary, even for certain things. Just like we see with Tesla.
It's not perfect, but when the people are complaining about, they're taking over our jobs, well, that's because you suck at your job. If the robot can do it better than you, I'd rather deal with the
robots. Never get tired either. You could just make them work all day.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
they're not human, people.
They're not human. Hey, they're becoming human. Wingman, that's the name of the game. Detroit Become Human.
Right?
Oh,
like
man.
Data, Star Trek, right?
Oh, cool, though. It's so cool.
I want to be like a human.
Anyways, I think I'm done with video games. Like I said, we'll be talking more about that tomorrow with Brun, Sean Fuller, and his girlfriend, myself, and we can find anybody else to finish the game. Like, the more people, the better, because I think our storylines are going to be completely different, and the experiences we had are going to be completely different, and how we reacted to things are going to be completely different. Because I did some pretty fucked up things as an android to humans. I'm just going to say that.
I might just go listen since.
No, you will. Even if it's a spoiler, like if you just want to listen to a cool story of what the fuck happened to each of us, I think it's going to be interesting to listen to. But let's get to news, guys. Let's talk about PlayStation. So Sony at the moment is locking Fortnite accounts to the PlayStation 4, and players are mad. The thing is, when people that own the PlayStation 4 and have played Fortnite and their Epic account is tied to their PlayStation 4 account, you cannot transfer that account to any other platform, including the Xbox and the Switch. And specifically right now, the Switch is coming up a lot because it recently just came out that Fortnite is free on the Switch. People have been playing it. And what happens is when you try to log into the Switch, it'll tell you, please log into your Epic account. And your Epic account is tied to your PlayStation. It'll say, this Fortnite account is associated with the platform which does not allow it to operate on Switch. It's an error message, and it says, neither the Fortnite website nor the Epic customer service are able to change this. To play Fortnite on Switch, please create a new account.
Yeah.
So it makes people create a brand new account. So that means, like, when you play on the Xbox and you buy, like, your teddy bear outfit, you're the pink teddy bear and you want to run around the pink teddy bear because you paid $10 for the pink teddy bear. And you're running around, you're like, I'm the pink teddy bear, I'm killing everybody, woo! And you can play on your Switch, you can still be that pink teddy bear. Your account has your shit on it. You just log in and, like, I'm still the pink teddy bear, yeah! And then, but you go to PlayStation, you can't. It's like, what the fuck? And people are really, People are mad at Sony, but Sony is not budging. Sony instead released this statement saying, "We are always open to hearing what the PlayStation community is interested in to enhance their gaming experience. With more than 80 million monthly active users on PlayStation Network, we've built a huge community of gamers who can play together on Fortnite and all online titles." So pretty much they're saying we don't give a shit. We don't fucking care what you think.
Pretty much. That's what I take away from it.
Yeah. But that's, it's crazy how Microsoft and Nintendo have made this partnership to allow their systems to crossplay. Because they do have crossplay on Fortnite between the Xbox and the Switch and the PC. So it's like a big pool of players, man. You can just put them all together. You know what I mean? And it works.
Now I've seen. Now there's some people I follow on Twitter that are Sony ponies, fanboys, whatnot. And I follow them even on the Horrible Gamers, because I want to hear from everybody, what everybody has to say, what everybody's playing, their opinions and things like that. And I've heard some, I wouldn't say good arguments, but where they've said, hey, look, you know what? I don't want to, I have a Sony. I just want to play with people on that platform because I chose that platform, yada, yada. And if Sony doesn't want to share their food with anybody and just sit alone in the corner, then, that's their right and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. But, it's, I don't know, because then you've got people on the Xbox side, again, individuals, screw you, Sony, man, you don't want to share with anybody, and Xbox is willing to share and Nintendo wants to share and everybody just wants to feel the love. But I don't know. It's hard to, what do you say, if they don't want to share, then that's fine. They just want to keep it on their platform, But
what you don't realize at this point, Gunny, is that the Switch has now been involved in it, and people are fucking pissed. People are mad, and I think that's what's going to change this.
That's the key right there, right? Is now you've got Nintendo saying, "Hey, Xbox, that's cool."
Because right now, dude, I'm looking at PlayStation 4 news, and that's all they're talking about. That's it. That's all they're talking about.
So my point is, I think hopefully that the PS4 community can stand up and say, you know what, let's do this, PlayStation. I think enough of them need to, voice their opinions, and stop being so damn salty and put down their fanboyism and just say, look, you know what, let's share with Nintendo and Xbox. Let's just do it, and everybody can be a gamer. That's what it's going to take, I would think.
Right now, people are saying that that the Sony might get hit with the class action lawsuit from this point, from this whole thing from Fortnite, because people are nowhere in the EULA or the contracts you sign with Fortnite does it say your account will be banned from playing on other platforms if you connect it to the PlayStation 4. So people are saying that Sony might get hit with the fucking lawsuit, class action lawsuits from the gamers, because people are pissed. People don't want to be locked down to a platform anymore. People are really mad. And so here are some suggestions that might help Epic. I think one of the things, you can migrate your accounts. And I think migrating the accounts might be able to fix that, letting you purge your account from your PlayStation 4 and make your Switch the main account holder or whatever, you know what I mean? You can make Switch your main platform, and then you can play on anything else except for the PS4, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it really sucks for the PlayStation players. Sorry, guys, but Sony, dude.
Yeah, I think, and I've seen them voice their opinions as well and say, you know what, man, we'd love to play with other people on, Xbox
and Epic could do it. Epic has done it before. They turned on Xbox.
They accidentally
and
hit
PlayStation.
That button. Oops,
Oh, sorry, guys. Oh,
everybody's playing together. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen to Sony from this? I mean, I think...
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I'm thinking Epic, and maybe I'm trying to think of any other games this could potentially... maybe Pinball. No, that's not multiplayer. But, yeah, there could be other games where it's like, hey, look, you got to, log out and use this different account. It's crazy.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens with that Fortnite stuff. Who knows? People will say that eventually Sony might cave, or maybe they'll just be like, fuck it, we're not going to cave. And they'll pay the price eventually, I think.
If they don't cave, they're gonna. I think ultimately they will pay the price.
Yeah.
In other news, Phil Spencer talks about how we didn't respect the PC gaming audience earlier. Our goal is to be much more native from now on. Pretty much, Microsoft's Executive Vice President of Gaming, Phil Spencer, was featured in a panel titled Gaming for Everyone at the E3 2018 Coliseum. Before wrapping up, Spencer took some questions from the audience, and the very last one asked him to chime in on the improvements planned by Microsoft for gaming on Windows PC. Spencer then proceeded to admit that the early efforts with games for Windows and Xbox Live on Windows PC didn't respect the PC gaming audience, but now the long-term goal is to be able to establish a much more native PC environment so that gamers can feel comfortable with it. Yeah, so, that's a big statement here that he said. He said, I don't even want to read this whole thing, it's too long. But he says, that pretty much they're willing to work with PC at this point, and I say, why not? It's your fucking brand, you know what I mean? Like, your fucking Windows, your Microsoft. Why would you ignore that whole platform, for the longest time? It's pretty much your fucking platform. So I think it's pretty smart from them to go after that market, and I think they could do a good job with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see, guys. I mean, at this point, I see like the PC gaming community slowly starting to embrace it a little bit more, but Steam is still the juggernaut there, man.
I think the bridge needs to be gapped, I personally think, between the PC Steam people and fans and the Windows 10 platform. Because I think we saw that with Sea of Thieves. Like, I had to go to my Microsoft account and go to the Windows Microsoft store to download it, logging into my Xbox account. So it is a different, I guess, ecosystem. But yeah, I'd like to see those two come together closer, for sure.
For sure.
Like, for example, you can go on Steam and you can add games to Steam. So basically, and I'm not sure if this works with Windows 10, I could be wrong, but you can add like your Ubisoft Uplay games to your Steam library, and you can launch it from there. It does kind of launch it from there. So I don't know, maybe you can do that for Windows 10 stuff. So yeah, but yeah, I'd like to see some kind of integration there to say, hey, this is a PC game. It's not a Microsoft Windows 10 game. I don't want people to see it that way. So, and maybe they can get more people to play their games.
For sure, man.
We'll see if how that, maybe they can do that with the next Halo.
Yeah. In other news, Paladins is coming to the Nintendo Switch next week, or this week, actually. Yeah, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch. You can be playing Paladins, whatever the fuck the game is called, Paladins Champions.
I've got it installed. It's a Realm Royale.
Is that coming out already for the Switch? Or I thought it was Paladins itself.
I didn't know you said the Switch. My bad.
I think, and Paladins Champions of the Realm is coming to the Switch, and of course it's one of those hero shooters, which is a good move for Paladins because I don't think Overwatch is on the Switch, huh?
I don't believe so, no.
So there you go, man. If you're looking for one of those shooter hero type games on your Switch, Paladins is going to be free. So, it's a good game, guys. Go check it out. I mean, I think it's $20 for the Founders Pack, and you get all the heroes. So there you go. If you want to unlock all the heroes, you just do that. Pay $20 and you get all the heroes, and you can play as any of them. Very, very cool. In other news,
really quickly, Jesus. I'm just trying to think back from the conference. Bethesda Quake Champions is, I believe, if you can download it free on Steam.
Yeah.
And I think you have to play it in order to keep it. So you may have to fire the game up, which I did play that today. I forgot to mention. And yeah, I'm just not a mouse and keyboard. I logged in. I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going to break out my controller. Nope, no controller support. But yeah, I ended up getting a few kills. But I was like, man, I probably won't play this until it does have, until it actually comes to console, if it ever does. So, I don't know. Maybe it could end up on the Switch since they've got a great relationship with Bethesda.
Let's talk about Microsoft real quick. Microsoft's E3, we saw a lot of cool things there, man. We saw Halo being announced. We saw Gears of War being announced. Lots of Gears of War stuff was announced. We saw Cyberpunk. But speaking of Halo, we over at HGP are having a little argument between us. Ryan Gibson, he isn't here to defend himself, but he believes next year we're going to see Halo. Next year. And I think he's fucking crazy.
Why do you think that? Why do you think 2019 is not going to be...
Because all we saw at E3 for Halo was an engine demo. That was just the Slipstream engine was just a demo, man. It was just... Literally, there was no gameplay in that thing. It was only like, hey, look what the engine can do. Look at what this engine can do. Like, we can fucking have 50 horses running down the field or whatever the fuck they did. We can have forests and fucking clouds and trees and everything's moving. Look at this engine. Just look at this engine. That's what it was for. It wasn't for like, oh, here's the next Halo game, guys. No, it wasn't nothing at all, the next Halo game. I don't even think Halo Infinite, it's going to be like Halo, traditional Halo, what we think Halo is. I think it's going to be more like one of those open world fucking MMO type things. I think that's what Halo Infinite will be. A connected world shooter. That's exactly what I think it'll be. And there's no way it'll be out next year. No way. And I don't even think Halo 6 will be out next year, honestly. And right now, we over at the HGP, we keep in touch with our developers, and we were looking at 343's Industries job listings. There's a shitload of job listings on their website, right on the Halo Infinite page. They have design. They have 6 design jobs available right now. If you're a designer, you can go there, apply for a job. If you're an artist, they need senior effects artists, senior environment artists, senior animators, campaign art lead, technical art directors, and they need 15 engineers to work.
What have they been doing the last couple of years, these people?
They've been working on fucking fixing MCC and working on that arcade game and figuring out how the fuck they're going to fix the Halo franchise.
Yeah. I heard MCC is fixed, but I haven't played it since it was still broken.
But they're gonna upgrade. They've been upresing that to 4K, man. Imagine how hard it is to upres. How many games is in that thing? 5 games? 4 games?
4?
Yeah, imagine having to upres all those to 4K. Like, probably takes some work, right? It doesn't. Something just happens overnight. Like, all right, guys, let's hit a button. It's going to be in Game
Pass, right? And probably for sale for non-Game Pass people. So
yeah.
But still, it's going to be ultimately...
Wingman, do you think we're going to see Halo next year?
I think it's possible we'll see Halo Infinite next year.
Really? You're crazy, too.
When was the last Halo? Has it been 2 or 3 years?
3? 2?
Has it been 3? Wow.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking like, okay, Microsoft needs their Halo game. They just has to come out next year. But you know what? Sorry, Ryan, I can't defend you, even though I did say 2019 in the chat, but
Halo Infinite is next year.
You know what? I think you're right, Jesus, because I think maybe next year
I think Halo Infinite
we'll actually see gameplay,
I think Halo Infinite is going to be a launch
February.
It'll be a launch title for the next Xbox console, which I think will be out in 2020.
Really? You think 2020 for a new Xbox console?
Wow.
Yes.
It could be.
I think
could be 2020 and be
maybe
a release title for the new console, but it will be playable on current.
Oh, it will be, yeah. But I'm thinking it'll be. Well, I don't even think the consoles. They might come 2020, maybe 2021. But whenever the new console releases, I think that's what they're gonna tie with that console is that Halo Infinite. Like, hey, look at this new thing. That's not 2020, 2021 for that game. Minimum 2021. Fuck, even 2022, man, because they're barely working on this thing, dude. They're barely working on it. Right here, I have an article from Windows Central saying that Rogelio Olguin, a senior environment artist at Naughty Dog, has left the company to work at 343 Industries, specifically on Halo Infinite. He said, quote, I'm going to a part of Microsoft Studios with the 343 crew. This adventure started almost 2 months ago, and I am thrilled, excited, elated, pumped, overjoyed, and generally happy camper that this is happening. Always loved the Halo universe, and 343 has something special coming up. Something so special that 343 managed to rip me from the clutches of a studio I hold near and dear to my heart, Naughty Dog. I have been at Naughty Dog for almost 6 years now, and it has been the longest studio I have ever worked in my career. You all know me. I tell it to you all straight. I am heartbroken to leave such a great studio. The people from all levels have been great to me. Halo Infinite is barely getting worked on, dude, and they're going to have some crazy looking...
Okay. Now that this is what, now that I've learned this information, I'm going to agree with you. I'm just going to say you're right.
Halo Infinite is going to be fucking crazy, dude. They have the dude from Naughty Dog working on that shit, dude. Fuck yeah. He worked on The Last of Us and the Uncharted Lost Legacy and all those games. He was like the main director, like the art style person who did those. Fuck yeah.
Right, so don't they usually release them in the summer? I could be wrong, but...
Nah, Halo usually
fall. Because I did say June of next year, but I think it's going to be June of 2020 now.
Might be June. I don't think they would leave it at June. I think they would stick with the fall titles. I think as Game Pass changes everything, where they could just say anytime, really.
Yeah.
And people just wouldn't care. Like, oh,
just
we're getting it on Game Pass.
Boom. Yep.
But yeah. But that's big news, man. They got somebody from fucking Naughty Dog to quit Naughty Dog and go work at 343. That's how crazy their vision is for this game.
And I'm curious also, they've got that guy from Naughty Dog. I wonder, with that new studio they opened up.
The Santa Monica one?
Yeah, the one in Santa Monica with the, quadruple A titles.
Well, what's it called again?
Infinite.
If he'll be working out of
Initiative.
The Initiative. I don't know if the Initiative will be working on Halo, because, they got their own studio for Halo, right? They got 343 Industries. That has always been the studio. But I could see maybe Microsoft making all their studios kind of contribute to a game in a way or so, like helping them out.
I know that they all do, yeah.
Help them out.
Maybe I'm just thinking more if he's just going to telecommute.
Maybe we'll take that art tech from you, that C tech from you, Rare, and put it into a good game that needs water levels. Huh? Fucking Sea of Thieves.
Right, just like with Activision and any of their Call of Duty studios, right? You still got like 10 other studios helping to contribute with art and visuals and stuff like that. Sure. Yeah, I can definitely see the initiative.
Speaking of E3, guys, we obviously you would have noticed that we didn't do an E3 reaction show, Sony reaction show.
I know. I put that in the chat. Guys, I'm on vacation.
I was so disappointed in what I saw at E3 PlayStation this year that I was like, we can't do it. We can't fucking do this. I told Ryan, no, well, we're not. Fuck it, dude. We're not doing this. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. And Ryan was like, yeah, fuck it. It was disappointing. And I was like, yes, it was. From the beginning, dude. Stupid fucking, we're in a church. A Sony church. Okay. What the fuck are you doing in a church? You're a fucking gaming company. Or Sony, the Church of Sony. What the fuck? Okay. Bliss, bring out the banjo guy who made the song for The Last of Us to play the banjo for 10 fucking minutes with no explanation as to why he's playing the banjo, but we're going to bring him out anyways. Here he is, banjo guy. Fucking playing the stupid banjo for fucking 10 minutes. I was like, oh, what the fuck are we watching, dude? Then, all of a sudden, they show the gameplay for The Last of Us 2. Looks cool. I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
That was a cool trailer.
It was cool.
Just because of the lesbians.
Oh, yeah. I already knew Ellie was lesbian. That's what people keep bringing the lesbian stuff up like they didn't know Ellie was lesbian. But if you played the DLC for The Last of Us, called, whatever the fuck the DLC is called, you find out in that DLC that she is lesbian. Her and her friend kiss in that DLC.
She's a dangerous
Spoilers.
lesbian.
Spoilers, they kiss, but yeah, she kisses her, and they're like best friends or something. They make out, and you're like, oh shit, Ellie is lesbian. Like, you didn't know that until you played the DLC, and a lot of people didn't know that because they didn't play the DLC, so everybody's making a big deal about it. Whatever, I knew that already. Like, I figured this girl's gonna kiss this girl right now, and she did. But I mean, I thought it was cool, but definitely that's not what we're gonna see on the PlayStation 4 Pro. We're not We're not going to see that type of gameplay. We're going to see. I just don't think. I just don't think this is a PS4 Pro game. I think it's a PS5 game. I think this game and that Samurai fucking Jack, whatever fuck, Ghost of Tsushima fucking Samurai game, fucking. That's not a PS4 Pro game. And if it
you
is,
think it's running
not
on a
going
high-end PC?
Yes, or on a dev kit for a PS5. I don't think that was gameplay on a fucking PS4 Pro. It can't be, dude. Look, you look at the way all the blades of the grass moved, and when he was standing there and like going through the fucking thing with his horse, like that's not a fucking PlayStation 4, dude. And if that game comes out on the PS4, it will only be playable on the PS4 Pro. I think it'll be the first game that they're like, fucking PlayStation 4 Pro only.
No, I just think the regular PS4 players will just get their
1080p
their
version,
standard edition,
their 900p version.
Yeah,
With
running in
none
Absolutely.
of this crazy technology.
They're not going to single those. I don't know. Maybe we'll see at the Sony X, their event, whatever they're calling it.
PlayStation PSX.
Yeah, I think they'll announce maybe at the PS5 there. We'll see. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
December. It's
that whole fucking conference was a fucking garbage heaping pile of shit. Fucking the dude with the flute, fucking playing the fucking flute, dude. 10 minutes of fucking flute playing. 10 minutes of flute. Really, Sony?
That didn't get you hype. Are you telling me the flute didn't?
Fuck no, because you didn't know what the fuck the flute was there for.
Hold on a minute.
It's not like fucking like everybody knows the song of Ghost of Tsushima. No one knows the fucking music of that game. Why the fuck do you have somebody playing the fucking music on a flute live? I mean, if it would have been a game like fucking we're bringing out fucking Uncharted or something crazy that people already know the soundtrack of, and they have that music playing, people will recognize it like, oh, that's the track for that game. Like last year, they had God of War, right? They had the fucking orchestra up there playing the God of War music. Everybody was like, "This is God of War." This shit was like flute boys up there dressed up like a fucking. I don't know. He was dressed up like.
You know what? So
he was dressed up fucking weird and wearing a stupid little Japanese outfit. I'm gonna say it, stupid Japanese outfit, and he's a white dude. What the fuck? What? Just done.
Hold on a minute. You know what? This is the part where
I'm offended, Gunny.
Wingman's, rant. I'm going to play my music here. This is where I call it Gunny Goes Off, okay?
Oh, Gunny Goes Off.
I don't know why you guys are bickering about this press conference, the Sony press conference, because...
Why?
In flutes and banjos and violins or whatever else was playing. Because you know what? Because I went back 2 days later... Okay, because I was busy on Monday, all right? And I went on YouTube and I saw, the Sony press conference. Man, I got to watch this, right? I heard terrible things about it, right? I go on there and I start playing. Yeah, they're in the church. And then they play this music and I take my finger and I scroll it all the way across the screen, okay, to fast forward.
Yeah,
boom, to Last of Us 2.
Yeah, fuck
right?
you, Gunny.
Great trailer. The game looks amazing.
Yeah.
For sure, right? And then... Flute Boy, right? I took my finger, scrolled it all the way across. It took a while, actually. Okay, I will admit that. To scroll it, fast forward it all the way through all of that sleepy music. Okay, boom, to the next trailer for that game you just mentioned, that Japanese game. Wow, that looks cool. I thought it was Neo or something, but that Ghost of something or other. Yeah.
Tsushima or whatever.
Yeah, that looks cool. It
looks cool,
idiot.
but I don't think that's a PS4
He's not. The thing is, he's not complaining about the
games. No, I'm not. The games are fucking good. The games are good. The presentation is shit.
He's picking up the phone and calling in the conference.
Look, my finger hurts from scrolling through all of that stuff. But you know what? I got through it, and that was the best 10-minute conference I've ever watched.
It was
telling you
the gameplay.
Awesome.
The gameplay was fucking cool. I will give him that.
Games, but it was great.
The gameplay was good. The presentation was bad. Whatever the fuck they thought, those assholes with the stupid suits on. I don't give a fuck about you, dude. Fuck you in your corporate fucking suit. Get the fuck out of my face. You don't give a shit about the gamer. You act like you do, but you don't. You don't even know about these fucking games. You're just up there because your fucking corporate boss told you need to be there. I don't give a shit about you. At least when Phil Spencer's on stage, you know he gives a fuck about the brand, right? He's up there, he's like, look, I give a shit about this. I play these fucking games. I see Phil Spencer playing games all the fucking time. I have him as a friend on my Xbox. I'm always seeing him on there, like, playing fucking State of Decay 2, playing Forza Horizon 3, playing fucking random fucking shit. Like, he's always playing games. And these fucking guys are like, oh, I'm going to talk about PSVR. PSVR is a great thing, huh? Yeah. Let's show you this fucking trailer. Let's show you this fucking trailer for a VR game that we're not going to put out because we're going to just put it at the end of the fucking conference. Like, when the conference ended, 90% of the people on Twitter and 90% of the people that were fucking there didn't know if it was over. They were like,
Now,
and like even IGN was like, we're still streaming this because we don't know if it's over yet. Anybody confirmation that this shit is over? We didn't know. Even me and Ryan were still streaming it because we're like, what the fuck, dude? Is this over? And Ryan's like, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe they're still talking. They're talking about Spider-Man and this fucking VR game, Fairy VR. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Whatever, man.
You know what? So
unimpressed.
Now it's time for me to be serious, okay? Because I was being funny, but I want to thank you, Mark, and you guys because I was nowhere to be found. Monday I was out in the mountains, but yeah, thank you guys for informing me about this Sony show because I am so glad I did not watch this stupid thing live.
Fuck you. We had to watch live. We were covering
an hour of agony of
that show's annoying.
40
Snorefest music.
You've only seen 2 games.
Yeah, dude. Literally. 40 minutes in. Yeah. Fuck, yeah. But, I remember thinking, dude, we've been here for 30 minutes, Ryan. What the fuck are they doing? He's like, dude, I don't know. And like, I had to go to Twitter. And everybody's like, oh, we're being moved to a different fucking building. What?
But I think the guy, it was a little cringeworthy watching the guy with the banjo. And people were just on their phones like...
Yeah, just...
you know, they were so
like, let me get on Twitter and tweet about this.
Fans. Yeah, I was like, oh my god, this is terrible. You know? I did actually go back and watch that because people were just like, watch this cringe fest, you know.
Yeah.
It was very cringy. Yeah, so but I enjoyed the GameSpot Sony E3 conference in 10 minutes. And yeah, that was I will say it was a great 10 minutes with The Last of Us, the Ghost game, Spider-Man. Wow, I think Spider-Man looks amazing.
Spider-Man looks cool.
It looks cool. It looks like a full-fledged AAA
I still think
Spider-Man game I've never seen before.
I still think the trailer they showed last year was more impressive than the one they showed this year.
I agree, actually.
Because the one they showed this year, I was like, this is boring. I'd rather watch the trailer from last year again than this shit. Like I was.
But it beckons me back to childhood. I think with watching, Spider-Man, the animated show. So.
Yeah, the animated show where he fights 5 different enemies at the same time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool stuff. Good stuff. Love it. Too bad I can't play it because it's on Sony. But yeah, amazing. They had some cool games to show.
Yeah,
I agree.
In fucking.
Not many games, but they did what? They did a few with I think Square Enix. Yeah, they showed some Kingdom Hearts as well, just like Xbox did. So Xbox did it first. I'll say that. But yeah, there was a few other games I didn't watch that Sony did with. Was it Ubisoft as well? So, and I thought
Ubisoft. I thought they did a pretty good job, except for the Just Dance bullshit in the beginning. I thought that the rest of the conference was pretty good. I really liked what I saw from the Division 2, and especially Skull and Bones, man. Skull and Bones.
I was like, it's funny. I did not watch it.
I was like, this is the Sea of Thieves killer right here. Fuck you, Sea of Thieves. Skull and Bones is gonna destroy you. They just are. Good luck. Good luck to the Sea of Thieves community and the players that play that fucking game that are playing an unfinished, no quest having half-ass game. Good luck to them because fucking Skull and Bones was like incredible, dude. They had fucking huge ships. Change yourselves to disguise yourselves and sneak past this fort. Call in other ships to help you out, and then at the end of helping you out, you can turn on them. Woo! Woo!
I
Fuck,
missed
it was.
it. I
Oh
missed all that
man.
Skull and Bones
Yes.
stuff. I did not watch the Ubisoft
I'm hyped.
press conference, but I did see Division 2, which Xbox showed off. That gameplay. I did watch, obviously Bethesda, and so, yeah. But yeah, I want to go back and watch the Ubisoft press conference. I want to see some Skull and Bones. I only saw about 10 seconds of it. So I've been watching IGN throughout the day, the last couple of days, up until it ended, with a lot of smaller titles. Mm-hmm. So.
And then the Nintendo conference, I mean, we saw that conference, and that was kind of fucking boring, too. Like, Nintendo, you don't have to show us all 100 of the fucking stupid-ass Super Smash Brothers fucking characters, and, oh, let's play this. Let's play this again. It's like... And, dude, how the fuck does the dude show up at Ubisoft? What the fuck's his name? Miyamoto. He shows up to the Ubisoft conference to receive a fucking award or whatever, like a big thank you because Star Fox is in their new fucking Toys to Life game. He's there. He's at E3, and he doesn't show up for the Nintendo conference. How? The fuck? Does he not show up? He's like, oh, fuck it. I'll be at Ubisoft, but I'm not going to go to my own company's fucking E3 conference.
Probably too busy on a yacht somewhere, you know?
Yeah, too busy fucking hanging out with the Ubisoft CEO. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes no sense. Like, it would be like Phil Spencer showing up at a fucking EA conference to accept an award and not showing up to the Xbox conference.
You know,
like,
I just saw...
fuck?
Gosh, what was it?
Yeah.
I saw somebody on Twitter recently like, yeah, I won't be there to celebrate my own induction into the Hall of Fame.
Who said that?
Else, thank you. No, I think it was a football player, but yeah.
In other news, let's talk about PUBG. Apparently, PUBG's numbers are down to half of its peak. So at its peak, it was at 1.5 million. Since January, the numbers have been declining and is currently at an average of 854,000 players in the last 30 days. That is half of the number of players it had just 7 months ago. 7 months ago. Yeah. Crazy.
You know what they needed to do to get those numbers up? Get it on the PlayStation. Crossplay.
PlayStation.
Network.
PlayStation. We have 80 million players you can play with. We don't need no crossplay. In other news, we know that Fortnite was the reason PUBG lost its players. But the parents of a 9-year-old girl have decided to take her to rehab after getting hooked on Fortnite. Pretty much, the parents of a 9-year-old girl in the United Kingdom sent their daughter to rehab after they said she wet her pants while playing Fortnite instead of using the bathroom. According to the Daily Record, Carol and Richard, who withheld their last name to protect their daughter's identity, bought an Xbox for their daughter in January. Soon afterward, the girl downloaded Fortnite. Of course, it's free. A wildly popular shooting game where players build forts and try to eliminate other players to be the last one standing. But it wasn't until mid-March that the parents started noticing changes in their daughter's behavior. Carol and Richard were calling to their daughter's school to have a meeting with the girl's teacher. The teacher told them that their daughter's grades were slipping and that she had fallen asleep in class twice. Her parents kept monitoring the situation and began noticing that their daughter was constantly tired. She was too tired to go to the gym, to ballet lessons, or began missing church on Sunday mornings. They noticed odd purchases on their credit card and asked her about them. She told them it was for the item she'd paid for in Fortnite. God, this is so many red flags already. Carol told the Daily Record they were furious and confiscated the Xbox. But their daughter lashed out and hit her dad in the face. They decided they needed to limit their daughter's Fortnite time to 1 hour on school nights and 2 on the weekends. They did, but they were still suspicious she might be playing when she shouldn't be. One night, Richard saw his daughter's bedroom light on when she should have been in bed. Carol said he found her sitting on a urine-soaked cushion playing the game. Carol told the Daily Record that her daughter was so hooked on the game that she wouldn't even go to the toilet. Their daughter confessed to them that every night for 2 months she had waited for them to go to bed, then played Fortnite, sometimes until 5 a.m. They did the math and discovered that their daughter could have been playing an average of 10 hours of Fortnite a day. Wow. The parents reached out to an addictions counselor, Steve Pope, who said he already had dozens of parents approach him asking him for help with their children who were addicted to Fortnite. Pope said he had heard of cases where kids were stealing from their parents,
take the Xbox out of the house,
and friends to pay for any purchases, and some who even had been urinating in bottles because they didn't want to leave the game. So pretty much since the launch of July 2017, and since the Battle Royale launched, Fortnite has now hit a peak of 150 million players across the world who have played it, including professional gamers who can make up to 6 figures a month via live streaming Fortnite games. Pretty much the reported general revenue of April 2018 was $300 million. Experts like Pope are saying that the celebrity endorsements of Fortnite have fueled the exposure to the game. So let's get some tips. You got some tips, guys. Here's some 6 tips parents can use in order to keep their kids safe that are playing online. 1. Make sure the game is age appropriate. No shit. 2. Monitor who your child is talking to online. Duh. 3. Manage in-game purchases. There shouldn't be any in-game purchases for your fucking kids. Set time limits is number 4. Join in and turn it into a family activity is number 5. And number 6 is stay updated on games like Fortnite. Oh, man.
Keep up on the news.
Oh, man. So, this girl was playing up to 10 hours a day. I wonder if they knew that she had an addiction. Why did you not take away the Xbox? Why did you give it back to her? If once you took it away and she hit you, if I took away my daughter's fucking Xbox and she hit me in the face, I'd fucking smack the fuck out of her. Be like, you fucking listen to me. I'm your dad. You know what I mean? Like, you fucking not gonna hit me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be pushed over by a fucking 7-year-old girl. You know what I mean? Like, especially my own kid. Like, that's disrespectful as a child to hit your parents. And it's just fucking stupid for the parents to cave in. Oh, she hit me, so I'm going to give her back the Xbox. Here, you win. We're teaching you that violence is the answer. Yeah. Here you go. Like, I would have been like, now you're not getting it ever. Fuck. Whenever the fuck I decide, maybe I'll decide 6 months from now you're going to get it. That's when you'll get it. But I'm not even going to tell you when you're going to get it.
It's mostly the parents' fault there for ignoring her for the most part and just letting the Xbox, so whatever she was playing on.
And not to mention, when you see purchases by your kid on your credit card, you ask them, what the fuck did you do? Mm-hmm. My daughter purchased a bunch of things on Roblox one time, and I know she didn't do it because she wanted them. She did it because she just kept pressing A because she wanted to start the game.
Yeah, the old
and
360.
She didn't know how to fucking start the game or something, and she just kept pressing A, and it was like, purchase. She purchased like $200 worth of Roblox fucking shit on my card. I got notified on my phone, hey, you made a bunch of transactions on Microsoft Xbox, like, here's your transaction history. I was like, what the fuck? And I look at my daughter, you know, I come up to her and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to start the game or something like that. And I'm like, you just bought a bunch of things on my account. She's like, oh. I was like, and I said, no, I talked to her. I was like, look, I'm not mad at you. You didn't do it on purpose. You didn't buy things just to buy things. I know you didn't want to buy this. And she felt bad. She started crying. And I was like, look, it's okay. Like, I understand. And I told her, but next time, you know how to read. Make sure you read what you're pressing before you press it. And she, like, understood. You know, I talked to her, and she understood exactly what I was saying. And
you know what? That's key. That's key right there because you have a open communication with your child.
Yeah, you gotta just talk to them, man, and don't let your fucking kid play Fortnite. You know how many times I've had my kid ask me to play Fortnite? My daughter, she's 7 years old. She knows about Fortnite.
She's so curious about it, right? Because
she's like, my friend in school.
Good Morning America's talking about it.
My friend in school, my friend Tommy or whatever, he plays Fortnite all the time. I'm like, well, good for him. You're not gonna play it. Well, my friend Billy or whatever, he's always playing Fortnite. He's always talking about Fortnite. I want to play Fortnite. I'm like, it's not for you. It's not a game for kids. Okay. Like, she understands, like, okay, fuck it. He's not going to cave in. Like, okay. You know, like, just don't let them. What the fuck? You know, like, it's not that hard. And on top of that, the Xbox features some of the most robust child protection fucking offers on the system.
They do.
They give you can fucking set that thing to not turn on, only except for like, I want my console to be able to be turned on between 4 and 5 p.m. That's it. That fucking thing will not turn on past that time. It will not turn on before that. It will not turn on after that. It'll be like, this is locked. So, yeah, I mean, it's insane, dude. I just don't get it. Anyways, Wingman, you gotta go. We understand.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay. We were just ranting about
Thanks
this.
for coming on, Wing.
Yeah, you guys, I'll check out the rest of the show.
Awesome.
Probably on Monday.
All right.
Awesome.
Take care, guys.
Take it easy.
Later. You can catch Wingman on this Xbox Live.
Anyways, go listen to Wingman on this Xbox Live. But Gunny, yeah, I mean, we were talking about this addiction shit, this insane, dude.
It is. And they let it go too long. And now that this girl, you know, this bigger issue is rearing its ugly head, right? Where it's like, oh, well, now it's a big deal. It's all, this game is so addicting. No, well, you know, if you let that Xbox babysit her for so long, and now it's gotten to this point, right? Where, oh, the problem is we just take the console away from her. And look what it's done to her, right? She's wetting herself and she's screaming and she's being violent towards others. And yeah, well, that's your fault for letting it go this long, right?
Yeah.
Same thing can happen with iPhone or iPad.
Yeah,
or something.
with all
If she's
kinds
got
of
a game
things,
that's,
yeah.
you know, right? You need to talk to your kids.
Just keep an eye
Talk
on
to them. Discipline them properly.
Yeah, don't fucking like just give in to your kids' every demand and want and need. You know what I mean? There's wants and there's needs.
Yes.
You need to feed your kid. Do not feed him. Do not stop feeding your child. You know, you need to spend time with them, discipline them, listen to them.
Yeah. A proper bedtime.
Yeah, proper bedtime.
You know, like set time that is what it is.
Teaching them values is the same thing too. You know what I mean? Like, teach them how to be good. Just be good people in general to everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing I always try to tell my daughter. You know, like, no matter what, you always got to be good. You know, like, just be good. You know, like, don't fuck around and don't do stupid things and try to get away with things. Because half the time you won't. I'm way smarter than you are, and I always know what's going on. You know what I mean? Because there's moments, you know, where she's asked me things like, "How do you know I was sick?" Like, one, you know, like, I'll pick her up and you're like, "Are you sick?" And she's like, "How did you know I was sick?" I could hear it in your voice. I could hear the way you're talking. I could see how you are, you know. She's like, "Oh, okay," you know. Like, she thinks she could just keep these things from me or something. Like, I won't even notice it, but no, I notice it. And you know, your kids gotta know that you pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying, what they're thinking. Yes. It's important, guys, and especially with games like Fortnite and Roblox.
You know, and just another parenting tip, and you know, and if your kid's been on the Xbox and PC for the entire weekend, and you're going out for lunch and having dinner, and you know what, put the phone down, talk to your child, see what's going on.
Yeah,
you know,
a little bit, Steven.
And hey, if you want to talk about the game they've been playing, you know, sure,
whatever,
do that. So,
yeah, do that.
But talk about what you're going to do, you know, the following day or that you know, after lunch or dinner, you know. So keep that communication open.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we can always laugh at that, right? Because she's wetting her pants and screaming and yelling, and she believes it's fucking Fortnite, ha ha ha. But it's not very funny.
No, it's
when
super
it's your child.
serious. Yeah, when it's your kid, man, you wouldn't want your kid to be going through this.
It's this online thing, right? It could just be the same thing with, you know,
The
whether
internet.
it's gambling, any other addicting thing that's happening.
I think that's all we have for news. I mean, besides that, Elder Scrolls 6 was announced. Who knows when that'll be out? 2 years from now.
What? So, yeah, gosh, you know, I was probably doing something else watching that Bethesda conference, but they had the mobile game
Yeah.
that they showed, but...
Blades
you know,
or whatever. Blades is going to be a mobile game, but it's going to be available on everything.
I already pre-ordered... Well, I didn't go to Bethesda, but I did go on my iPad, and it did... You can actually press get, and then it says, all right, you'll be notified. But I think you have to go to Bethesda.net and register. Pre-register? Yeah, pre-register.
I have to go do that because I want to play the Blades game. That thing looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm going to do that actually right now. Well, I'm going to get it fired up so I don't forget. So my Bethesda launcher.
What else? I think that's it. I mean, for the next part, I guess we're just going to community questions and then, do that. But yeah. So community questions, Gunny.
Community question time. Yeah. All right, Brian Tulp Jr., what's happening, dude? Hey, he asked. I got a question now that E3 is over. Do you think Fortnite will ever finish the game that they had on pay preview that Mark and Ryan bought, or have dropped that faster than Jesus and a Switch? Hey, same with me, right? I paid $80. I bought a copy for me and Eric, and Eric was like, "Yeah, it's not good," you know. And even me, I'm like, I probably watched more of it on Twitch than actually played it. And I do. Matter of fact, I totally skipped that. Now I only watch Battle Royale, which I have a lot of fun watching streamers play that game. I know that they added some things maybe a month ago to it, but it wasn't very much. Like, oh, you can now do this.
That's on the back burner for them at this point, right? Like, like this is for something sure. We'll eventually release this, but let's keep riding that Fortnite hype for a long time here. The Battle Royale.
I think 2 years from now, Brian, they'll actually go, you know what? It's done. No, because they said it was supposed to be done. What? By now, right? I think it was June, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it was supposed to be done by this year. Yeah, so
could be complete.
They haven't even mentioned if it'll be out this year, so I don't think it'll be out anytime soon.
Yeah. But I'm curious why they're just not, why they're not even doing it.
You're curious why they're not? Because their fucking free Battle Royale mode is making them $300 million a year or a month.
Okay, but why not make the vanilla version, the one they came out to begin with, free? Why are they still charging?
Because they don't want to lose their fucking players. They can easily charge you for microtransactions on the other one.
Oh, that's true. They could say, you know what, this game is so good, right? Why don't you go play our campaign stuff for $40? Yeah, good point.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking of another game here. I can't think of any free to play, but there are some that have just been in preview forever and ever, early access forever. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't see myself going back to even play that vanilla version, even though I paid $80 for it. It's gone on to other things. So, but it was okay. It was meh at best. So, and see, Jesus has stepped out of the room. So I will wait to ask the second question. Where did he go? Hopefully he paused the recording. If he didn't, screw you, Jesus. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let me see here. You know what? I'm going to hold off on questions. And I will... I'm going to go onto my Bethesda launcher and pre-register my stuff. Never keep my freaking password in the Bethesda launcher. Why is that? And how the hell am I supposed to know what my password is? Yeah, and it's weird on my Bethesda. I'm GunnyChief 3. So, anyway, are you still recording, Jesus? Okay, because I just kept talking.
Of course, we're still recording. I had to take a quick restroom break, man. I couldn't hold it anymore. I was like, I can't hold it.
Left anyway.
Next question.
Next one is from Wingman, who we just had on the show here. He says, has Sony gotten too full of themselves? They won't do crossplay and even phoned in their E3 conference. I agree with that. It seems as if they have thrown up the middle finger at everybody. Yeah, I'm going to say, like I said in the previous statement.
They've got cocky gaming syndrome, where, we saw them do this on the PS3 launch when they were talking about, $800 for a PS3. Well, how can people afford that? People will get a second job to buy this system. Their marketing team said that. In that fucking interview, they said people were willing to get a second job to pay for this fucking system. So that's the Sony we're seeing again. Not as extreme as those guys were back then, but we saw Microsoft do it with the Xbox One launch. They were all cocky. Oh yeah, fuck $500. We don't give a shit.
True.
And then now we've seen Microsoft backtrack and do a lot of good things. But even with the Xbox One, $500. It's a powerful system.
They screwed up with that Connect and charging $500 to begin with.
I mean, the Xbox One, the 500 felt justified because there was a lot of power. We saw the power. On the original launch, we knew from the beginning that the Xbox One was underpowered compared to the PS4, just looking at the specs. We knew that, and we were still forced to pay $500. Oh, because even though it's underpowered, you're paying the $500 for the Connect. Oh, yeah, so no, this is the type of Sony we're seeing now, where like, at E3, they're just like, they didn't even try. They're just like, whatever. Like,
but here's the thing too: is to kind of sum things up. Okay, Sony's not, doing the crossplay because they want to keep it in their own ecosystem. Hey, good for them. It's their company. They can do what they want. On the other hand, my personal opinion on this as well is every time that question is proposed to them, it just seems like their corporate mumbo jumbo. Their response is just bullshit, in my opinion. Right? Why don't they just come out? I wish they would just come out and say, you know what, we fucking hate Microsoft or something, and we don't like their CEO, and and we don't want to see our stuff on their console ever. Just be truthful about it, at least, Gosh, just
they will never do that. They will never do that. But yeah, I mean, so there's that. But I mean, that's why I think we just see the cocky gaming syndrome, where they don't give a shit. They're just like, whatever, like, we're the best at this point. No one's going to stop buying us.
Come out and just say that, at least, right?
Yeah, we're waiting. Well, they kind of have. They say we have 80 million players that you can game with online. Why the fuck would you want to game online with the Xbox players?
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. That's when they said that. We have 80 million people you can play with online. That's what they mean.
To reaffirm, I think, hey, the Sony community, the biggest, bulliest of the bunch, or whatever. If it's going to change, it needs to come from them, right? That's what needs to be done. Okay, doesn't have to come from the CEO. It has to come from the player, the gamers, the fans, those that support them.
I think eventually they will do it. I think Fortnite is too big to stop, man. It's a big machine.
Yeah.
Next question.
And we're going to see it with other games too. We're going to see it with other games as well, where it's gonna be another issue with them. Anyway, Clint Thiel, Vengeful Jedi, love you, brother. He says, do you think Sony will ever pull its head off its ass and allow its users to experience cross-play with other systems? We just answered that, Clint. Or we just, yeah.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
That,
so, next question.
I don't know, Clint. Yeah, again.
I think they will. They will. Fortnite is too big.
Yeah. Next question from Bill C. Gardner. He asks, Sony claims they are for the gamer. Is this complete bullshit now that they have the lead? I know the answer, but I wanted to join in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They're for their own. Yeah, they're for their own gamers.
They're for money. All these companies are for money. They're not for the gamers. But at least Xbox knows that the gamers is what gives them the money. Yeah. That's what Sony seems to not realize. But people are still buying their systems, man. People are still buying their systems, so
yeah.
I guess until people stop buying them, they won't give a shit.
Yeah. Come on, Sony. Give it up already, right? I think, hopefully they're just being pushed into that corner. We'll see. John Jerome. Yes, Cyberpunk got a little kickback for being a first-person view. Third person gives some more character, cosmetics, and physical moves. Luke Rolling.
Like rolling.
Like rolling. But first person can be a little more immersive. What do you prefer in a large world adventure game?
First person. Even Skyrim, I know you can go third person. I never really like when I think Skyrim, I think first person. I never that whole time I played that game, even by the time I got to the end of it, I had forgotten that you can play third person. I completely forgot. I fucking forgot. I forgot. Like, I just didn't even know. Like, when I saw somebody playing it in third person, I was like, oh shit, you can play this in third? Like, I never knew that. And
I
was
you
like,
hit the select button, I think, right? Or if you held
something, or you click on the thumbsticks or some shit.
Button, it would go into that weird, drawed back but your character was small, just like in it does the same thing with all the.
Well, your character's not that small in Skyrim. You're just behind them.
Maybe I'm thinking Fallout 4 and 3.
Maybe, but
3 and 4 do the same thing.
Yeah, I never played those games. I never ever played them in third person ever. Like even Fallout 4, the little bit I played of it was in first person. I never played it in third. I never played third person like that.
But you know what? I liked the third person in like Just Cause 2. Rico kicked ass. I think maybe because in that game maybe you needed to, and you really needed to see around you.
Because you're grappling shit, and you're doing all that. Yeah.
With your grappling hook, maybe that made the difference.
I like that Cyberpunk is first person. I think it's going to be an amazing game. I think that we're in for a ride, man. I think if it's out by next year, it's going to be an incredible fucking game. I think it's going to blow everything out of the water, personally.
Yeah, and I know what he's talking about because they did change that back from when their game got hijacked. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, I don't know if that was just for, hype or what have you, but yeah, they probably just went back to the drawing board and said, "Oh man, we need to change this back."
All right.
But we'll see. I think the fans will come to love it for what it is, and they'll forget all about this third person stuff. So, especially if they change a lot of things.
No one's going to give a shit about the third person stuff when the game comes out. I think they're just going to be wowed by it, and they're going to be like, "Oh fuck, this is amazing."
Yeah, but I think John, again, the difference. Just Cause 2, love that in third person. To see my character and traverse the world with a grappling hook. But then I can take a Far Cry game and say, no, it needs to be first person, right? I need to see the world differently with my guns and grenades and, talk to different characters in first person view. So it depends.
Yeah.
Again, with PUBG, another good example. Me and Jesus, when we play, just likes to play that first person view where I'm like, oh man, this is like, it's different if other people are playing third person,
The winner's view is playing first person. You take fucking skills to win in first person.
Yeah.
You can get lucky.
Wall, man. I got to see around.
You can get lucky in third person and win. You can't get lucky in first person.
But then it gets weird from that third person view to like aim down the sights of my weapon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either or, I guess.
Next question, Gunny.
Next one, John Jerome. Can anyone explain why there is so much hype for Death Stranding when nobody knows what it's about? E3 showed a character walking a lot and people losing their minds. Am I missing something? Hideo Kojima. That's what you're missing, John.
Yeah.
That's what you're missing. He's a legend.
That name. That's all you need. If that motherfucker could release a fucking trailer showing a black screen and just a bunch of noises, and that's it, and it would be like, fucking Hideo Kojima blew my fucking mind away. Oh my god, you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? Like if you play it backwards, it says Hideo Kojima. If you play it backwards,
I did.
Yeah, like people are like, "Oh, what the fuck, dude?" Like that dude, no one gives what he released. He could release trailers for the next 10 years, and people would still be on his nuts. That's how popular that guy is.
I still pre-ordered it again, even in 2020. I pre-ordered it again, hoping that it doesn't get canceled on Amazon.
Yeah, fucking ridiculous. But.
Yeah. Hey, there's fans that with the Metal Gear series, right? That absolutely, love that franchise.
Yeah, I mean, people just love it. So whatever. I mean,
I played it on the PS1.
Fucking weird as fuck. That's all I know.
Just like in Metal Gear Solid 5 or whatever it is, the last one that he made, and which was the Games for Gold on Xbox, but I haven't played it. So, he makes some great games, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought it was I actually enjoyed the trailer. I was like, what the hell is going on? And Norman is saying he's a delivery guy or something like that, and he's got the baby in his tummy or in his belly button. Weird. But, it definitely looked like a walking simulator. We'll see.
Next question.
Anyway, next question from Bill Gardner. Kojima Unleashed. Good or bad? I'm interested to see where it goes.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, Kojima.
Is he talking about the...
he's talking about how Kojima is not under Konami's grasp anymore.
Oh,
he's unleashed, right? He's like not... No one has restraints on him.
I don't think we've seen anything yet, really, that shows anything good or bad.
Konami, all he did was Metal Gear. That's it. That's all they could ever work on was Metal Gear.
Is that the only thing he worked on? I wasn't sure if he.
They never let him do anything else. He was like, I was stuck making Metal Gear games. That's why it would take forever to come out because all I would make is Metal Gear. So now he has like this creative freedom, but it seems like this creative freedom needs to be wrangled in a little bit and make him get on the fucking game and get it done already.
But you know what? Depending on how much time I don't know. Does he own the studio? How much time does he have? Where's the money? You know, how much is involved?
Kojima Productions, I think, is his studio. Yeah, but
yeah.
So, but he's under contract with Sony. That's how he's getting money to make this game. I mean, at some point, Sony's gonna have to be like, look, dude, it's been like 5 years. You need to release this shit already. Like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, we announced this on the PS4. We have like the PS5 now. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, he'll just make a game, abrupt ending. Oh, we loved it. It was so good.
Yep. And then working on the next one. Another 10 years. Woo! Here's another baby. Here's 2 babies this time. 2 babies and 3 naked people in the trailer. What the fuck is happening? We don't know. But that's exactly what happened, dude.
Fetus and his Fetus Extended Edition.
Whatever. Next question.
All right. Jonathan Hall, what's up? Hey, he asks, what's the most violent game you remember playing as a kid?
Resident Evil. Resident Evil and
yeah. Trying to think of that fighting game that came out, not Street Fighter, but Mortal Kombat, maybe? Without the animation kills?
Yeah, that was pretty violent, I guess.
Finishers?
Yeah, that was very violent, actually, for a kid, yeah. There's that. There's Resident Evil. There's another game that I played on the PS1, and I was a real little kid, dude, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It was a dinosaur game.
Yeah, I can't think of what it is.
Dino Crisis, maybe? Something, where you were fighting dinosaurs, and like it was like a Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs, pretty much. It was kind of weird.
Rampage was pretty violent. Because
eat people.
He'd climb up and eat somebody out of their bathroom,
Yeah.
Crunch?
That was pretty violent.
Yeah, I remember playing shooters, but I can't think of anything specific.
Twisted Metal. I don't know. What the fuck? Violence could be anything. Violence could be you eating somebody out of a building or you shooting somebody. Yeah, like Resident Evil was just kind of gory and scary and violent. You know what I mean? Like shooting those arms in the head, blowing their brains out and shit. Like that was kind of interesting,
Yeah.
If you want violent, Mortal Kombat was fucking violent. You were fighting people to the death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, lots of games.
Metal Slug. Yeah. I can't think of anything specifically outside of the horror genre.
Yeah.
That was too violent. But if I think of something, I'll come back to it. Next question. Adam Sunday. Will Nintendo ever evolve out of the kid zone into a gaming system that rivals Xbox and PlayStation in graphics, mature content, player community, etc.?
I think they maybe could.
Yeah, maybe.
They're the company that...
Well, they might, who knows if they...
But if they were to evolve like that, I mean, it would be hard for them to do that. Maybe next gen? I don't know, man. That's really a tough question because people are obviously buying these games from Bethesda on the Switch. Those are pretty violent games. They're more mature games, whatever you can say.
Yeah, and who knows if Ubisoft gets involved.
I think at this point, Nintendo kind of will have to eventually do that because other gamers are growing up. People are growing up. People that have grown up with Nintendo are adults. That's who you see buying the Switch. Gunny just got one.
I just bought one. Now, I follow Game Informer. It was one of my first Twitter accounts. Andrew Reiner, who also follows me back. And I've just reached out and said, hey, what's up? Love the show, podcast. He's responded back. But I think, is it Andrew? I think is like this huge, him and another guy on Game Informer. Now, these guys got to be in their mid-30s, right? And they love Pokemon. Love it to death, right? It's all they ever talk about on their show, and it's always featured in their magazines and shit. But one of the things that I think, now don't quote me on this, it might have been Andrew or one of the other guys who had said, now this next Pokemon game looks like it's geared more towards kids. I'm a little concerned about that. Like, I guess from a personal perspective. And I know that the Pokemon community is big, and whenever they launch their stuff on Sunday, like GameStop is busy. But I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I don't think they ever will. I'm just going to go out and say it.
I think they will.
I think they'll just keep it like, always geared towards the younger audience. I think they've got this mobile thing device cornered, with their 2DS and their 3DS and now their Switch. And they see how it failed with a full-fledged console like Wii U did. They thought, forget it, we'll just corner this market.
Yeah.
And keep it, geared. And then they try and capture that adult audience, right? With Bethesda having a partnership with them, and we've got Doom coming, and hey, you can play Fortnite, and so they're trying to keep, all ages happy, I think. But again, I think they're just going to stay with maybe the Switch number 2, right? I don't think they're going to go full-fledged console.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep it mobile, right?
We'll see.
Yeah. Alexander Kopek, he asked, who will win the World Cup?
I don't fucking know. The winner, I don't know.
I think, one of those football teams will win. One of those soccer teams.
Isn't it countries that are competing? I don't know.
I saw Normie. Hi, Normie. She was tweeting out, celebration time with her team. Is it Uruguay? I could be wrong on that, Normie. Right. One of those. I don't know. Could be Colombia. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Fuck if I know, man.
They're having it in Russia, right? I think this year.
I don't even know that. That's how much I watch football.
Alexander, I don't watch the sports ball either. I'm just pulling that out of my hat. Yeah. Uruguay? I don't know. I'll just keep guessing till I get it right. Somebody in the community corrects me.
Next question.
No idea. Next one. Jonathan Hall again. He asked, what's the most violent? Oh, he already asked that one. Sorry, I put some of the same questions in there, guys. I don't know. Do we have any more?
I'm looking at the post, and I have 2 more. I have one from Brandon Lloyd that says, how can anyone possibly think Sony had a good E3? I don't think anyone does. Crazy people probably do.
I will agree with, so I don't agree with people that say, the gamer won. No, we want to know out of the 3, who won.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, right? So the gamer won with all the games, but Xbox definitely won. Like, they did the same thing last year, right? Xbox did the same thing. They just, exclusive game after game after game, So, and Sony did pretty good last year, but I'll also agree that Sony failed the first half of their conference, and then they, came on strong the second half.
Yeah.
Wasn't enough to make it up for what few games they showed.
Same.
To beat Microsoft,
Whatever, yeah. I think that Microsoft just won. That's it. Sony didn't win shit. They didn't even have a good E3. Their presentation was shit. Their games were okay, but the presentation was bad.
Yeah, they phoned it in. I think they'll win with their own event that they have in December.
Yeah.
Right. They just don't care about E3 anymore.
Yeah. Andrew Jack asks, will Sony's E3 Flute Man be a playable character in Smash Bros? It's unconfirmed. We don't know if he will be or not, but he might. But E3 Flute Man should be in every game now.
Yeah, it should be its own game. Flute Man should be its own game. And
E3
then
Flute Man
people can just get on their phones and ignore that because it's so boring. Yeah. Sure.
They need E3 Flute Man Simulator is all they need. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's all we have for the show. You can always leave questions over on our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. You can always follow us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. You can always email us feedback at horriblegamers.com. Leave a review on iTunes, please. Leave a review on Google Play, on Stitcher, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Follow us on Podbean if you want to. You can download the Podbean app and listen to us there. Listen to us on iTunes. Anyway, listening to us. Spread the word to your friends, your family. Tell them about the show. Tell them about being horrible gamers. And, yeah, pretty much. That is the best way that we're going to grow is from you, word of mouth, honestly. So go tell people about us. Sorry that I'm muting a lot this show. I'm feeling sick, so I've been coughing a lot and shit. So yeah,
that was me at the beginning of the show.
So yeah. Anyways, you can find me Xbox Live gamer tag JesusWalksAlot. I'll be on there playing some more Jurassic Park Evolution, and I'll be playing some more Witcher 3.
Ooh, yeah. That's a great game.
I restarted that game. I restarted it. You're going to hear Witcher 3 for the next 10,000 months. Bye, guys. Go ahead, Gunny.
Hey, find me on the Xbox, Steam, and now the Nintendo Switch. I don't know what my Switch ID is going to be. That's too bad I can't make a name. But yeah, I'll be playing my
You're going to have to pay $20 a year for your online subscription, Gunny.
Yes. Hey, like Wingman said, I can play some Super Mario games. Even though it's not a hybrid console, as they call it. But yeah, I'll be checking that out this week. I'll give you guys my review on that. Yeah, Xbox. State of Decay 2. Man, should I just delete those? Just go and just start a new community. You know what? That's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to start a new community because I'm so salty now. I'm just down to my last two. So that was my first playthrough. Never completed it. I'm going to call it right there.
All right.
Yeah. And Eid Mubarak.
What?
Eid Mubarak.
What the fuck is that?
It's a celebration for Eid.
Okay. Anyways.
I have some snacks here after the show.
Bye, guys. We love you. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. You can always catch Ryan Gibson, Give 8777 on everything. Just go find him anywhere. He wasn't on the show today, but he'll be back next week. Wingman 709 on Xbox Live, Switch, Nintendo, PlayStation, Wingman 709. Go find him on this Xbox Live podcast as well. Thank you for coming on, Wingman. And all right, peace out, Brussels sprouts. This time for real. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
See ya. Cut.